Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck, and we're going over all the games from Week 15 of the NFL season, a.k.a. the first round of the playoffs of the fantasy football season. We're going to go through 9 is back for the Vikings, and there's some binturongs at the end of the show, and then the Giants are dumb, and there's some other stuff I missed.
Totally. We've got a great show for you tonight. All right, Britney Spears is here, so stick around, and we will be right back.
Calm down, Dinky. Don't get too excited.
She holds a special place in my generation's heart. That's all.
Oh, dude, she's good.
Heart. Is that it? Heart?
Oops, I did it again to your heart.
This episode is presented by Chime. Bank smarter this season. Fantasy football is all about strategy. Well, here's a winning strategy for your money. Trade banking fees for fee-free banking. 1.5% cash back. Getting paid when you say, and a higher APY on your savings. That's a lineup that wins. Stop banking the old way. Bank smarter through Chime. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and the secured Chime Visa credit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. members FDIC. Optional services and products may have fees or charges. Details at chime.com/fees info. With a qualifying direct deposit, earn 1.5% cash back on eligible secured Chime Visa credit card purchases. APY means annual percentage yield. Learn more at chime.com. Okay, going over all the games. But first, Sunday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings, not destroy, but more than beat the Dallas Cowboys tonight. The Vikings actually walked away with like a double-digit victory here over Dallas. The final score ended up being, oh God, I lost
34-26.
Only
34
8 points,
to 26.
but double digits close.
It was 8 is almost 10.
Yeah, it was close.
I was close.
Yeah.
DK,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think of JJ McCarthy abandoning the whole fix the mechanics thing and just being like, yeah, just make decisions?
I mean, it seems like it's working. He definitely had a much better game than he had like previous to like, where they were talking about all his mechanics and fixing his mechanics and all that stuff. I think that really got to his head. I still think he throws kind of funky. They talked about it a bunch on the broadcast. Like when he was rolling to his left, there was one play in particular where it's just like, it looks like he has to put his whole body into the throw. But for the most part, he was playing pretty confident, pretty swaggy. Like he did the gritty when he scored that touchdown. He was like celebrating, and I don't know. It just looked like he has all his confidence back, which is great. Obviously, people are going to say, oh, it came against this Cowboys defense. It doesn't count. But honestly, like I'm just happy to see him playing well because the NFL just needs more good quarterbacks. And he still has a chance, I think, to be one.
Why would you say the NFL needs more good quarterbacks? Would they like bring some guy back who's 44 years old and hasn't played in 5 years or something?
Yeah, I mean, like that's just one example. But yeah.
Okay, that's a fair point. I can't tell if JJ McCarthy's good.
I can't either. I mean, I don't think obviously the book is not closed on him one way or another.
I think it's nice to know that he is not a disaster.
Yes,
which
that's what I was saying. That's what I meant.
Which is comforting to know. Yeah, it's like the last 2 games he was solid against the Commanders and against the Cowboys, 2 below par defenses. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like the only throw he can make is like a 25-yard missile, but it's accurate most of the time, and he can kind of do that. And everything else, like if he has to make a pass under 10 yards, like it is going through his wide receiver and oftentimes Justin Jefferson's hands. Feels like Jefferson is not used to the speed that JJ McCarthy is throwing. Like he like
touchdown he dropped.
Can't catch the ball.
Yeah.
Heifetz, what do you think of JJ?
I mean, I get DK what he's doing here with his whole like positivity of like, hey, he's not like the worst quarterback in the entire league. But like, I don't think it. I think that they have salvaged this season for him. And again, I like Kevin O'Connell's the one who compared JJ McCarthy to a golfer, where they're like sometimes the mechanics. You know what I mean? He explained it like golf, and I think like golf, I think they tried to fix his swing on the course, and that was a fucking huge mistake to try to change his swing.
What were they
and
thinking?
Like,
that seems really stupid.
Yeah, they're like you know
a
what?
Smart
like,
coach.
Just hit it on the fairway and like we'll fix this in the offseason. And like that has worked against the worst defenses in the NFL. So I think the Cowboys, it was pretty pathetic. I think Barnwell had a great post tonight that basically argued the Cowboys' entire defensive turnaround was basically just destroying the Raiders, and otherwise the Cowboys have been basically still pretty bad on defense. Quinnen Williams got hurt today, among other people. But yeah, I guess I'm happy that JJ McCarthy, after the season he's had, could still do the gritty into the end zone. I don't think I would have the humility or I don't think I would have enough pride salvaged after my entire face became a meme all season to be synonymous with being a terrible quarterback.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that because there's no way he's online.
That's true.
He's too focused on himself.
I think the fact that he was that like showing that much swag on the field is honestly like a really good sign considering how much he's absolutely been destroyed over the last couple of months. I thought it was like legitimately a good sign. Like he's out there having fun, which is surprising considering the shit he's had to take.
I wonder, there's a world in which this is the worst case scenario for the Vikings where he's like good enough
right
to come back next year and maybe the year after. And you kind of keep convincing yourself that like, let's give this guy a shot. And in reality, he's definitely the worst quarterback in his division. And they just are going to have no shot as long as they have him because they're going up against Goff, Caleb, and Jordan Love.
Yeah, well, you know what? He'll just fix it at the range. You know, that always works. So no, they'll fix the mechanic. We'll see. I mean, look, he's still a young quarterback and they'll do it. I think it's a great bit that Jalen Nailor is the number one receiver on the Vikings. Jalen Nailor tonight ended up with, what did he have? He had 47 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson had 2 catches for 22 yards. So if you had him in fantasy, then you're officially out of the playoffs. Congratulations.
So
brutal.
For the last 2 games, JJ McCarthy has 5 touchdown passes. He threw for, a little over 400 yards. They scored over 30 points in both those games. And Justin Jefferson has 33 yards in those 2 games.
So there's a lot of meat on the bone, is what you're saying.
That's true. A lot of room for improvement.
Yeah, pin high, just not on the green.
I mean, he threw a touchdown to Justin Jefferson today, and Justin Jefferson just friggin' missed it. So
he was just so surprised.
JJ McCarthy.
He was just so shocked
He should have
that there
freaking
was
caught
a ball.
that. We can't blame this on JJ McCarthy.
Oh, okay. Well, the last 3, I'm just saying, Justin Jefferson, whatever it is, I'm just saying, if you took Justin Jefferson in the first round, the last 3 weeks, Justin Jefferson in the NFL ranks 93rd in receiving yards among wide receivers. He has, he's behind he's behind Mitchell Tinsley.
He has 37 yards in 3 games.
Yeah, it's not great. So sorry for him.
It's like all time. We're kind of approaching all time fantasy disaster for Justin Jefferson. Like first round pick, best receiver in the league, 37 yards in weeks 13, 14, and 15 is a calamity.
Yeah.
Like, that's as bad as it gets.
If you just do the quadrant graph, if you just do a graph of how talented the player is and how bad the performance for healthy people, it's probably the worst stretch.
I mean,
ever.
and even if you were like, well, I'm thinking about sitting Justin Jefferson, as crazy as that sounds. Well, you sneak into the playoffs, you look at the schedule. Oh, they're playing Dallas. Okay. I'll give it one more go. And he has 3 points.
The other person, Brandon Aubrey, I think his brain broke tonight, did the fake field goal on the drive. The game started with Mike Tirico being like, JJ McCarthy didn't throw a pick last week. How cool is that? And then him and Collinsworth are barely done speaking. And then McCarthy throws the tip pick. And then they do the fake field goal, which was pretty cool. And then Brandon Aubrey missed 2 kicks after that. Kind of broke his brain.
Yeah.
So
this is what happens to all kickers. If they fail, eventually they fail on one team and then they go to another team and they become a legend and hit game winners like the guy on the groupie.
Should we just do Rivers right now?
Is he getting the winner? Are the Seahawks the winner and the loser? Who wants to assign that?
I feel like the Seahawks literally won the game and
they're the literal winners.
But in spirit, I kind of feel like the Seahawks lost that game and the Colts won.
They ensured that no one will have any faith in the Seahawks in the playoffs this year.
DK,
it's right where we want them.
Yeah, you can't be the overdog like Bo Nix. So the Seahawks won 18-16. Just to recap this, Phillip Rivers comes back for the Colts at 44 and then actually leads a comeback. And he gets the Colts, him and Blake Grupe. Blake Grupe hits a 60-yard field goal with 47 seconds left. And the Colts take the lead.
Dude, it was great, too, because the broadcast caught Grupe just like hitting the smelling salts right before the play. He's like walking out onto the field. He just hits them. And then he just nails the 60-yarder. And it was like right down the middle. It was no doubt about it. But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, what did you think of this Phillip Rivers game? I
don't care what we thought. What did you think? You're a Seahawks fan, and you allegedly have the best.
I was the one that was the most defensive of Phillip Rivers before this game. For the record,
thought you
guys were like so confident in the Seahawks, it was making me really nervous. And lo and behold, that turned out to be the case. I don't think he played especially well, but he played much better than anyone could have expected. A 44-year-old who's coming off a 5-year like retirement. I mean, he almost freaking got them to win the game. It's not like he was making like big throws and things like that, but I do think, and this is what I said before, I think he gave them a much better chance to win than freaking Riley Leonard would have. So, yeah, the Seahawks, they got away with this one. Skin of their teeth. Freaking Jason
What the
Myers.
fuck happened? How did you almost lose this game?
Seahawks can't run the ball to save their life. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. He made a couple nice plays. I will give him credit on like the last drive. He got them in position to win the game. But
56-yard field goal from Jason Myers, who had he had 6 field goals. He had all 18 points.
The Seahawks were losing 13-6 at halftime. What were your group texts like at that moment?
I think it was like, what is happening? I think everybody was like, so just absolutely, there was the feeling that there was absolutely no doubt that Phillip Rivers was going to like get murdered in this game. And I'm like, he was literally up for the Hall of Fame like a week ago. Well, why does everyone think he's going to be that bad? I didn't quite understand it. But he obviously, he's like 260 pounds.
Well, he wasn't up for the Hall of Fame last week because he stopped playing last week. It's because it had been 5 years.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he's a fucking, potential Hall of Famer. So people were acting like he's going out there like some Make-A-Wish kid or something.
I don't know, man. I don't.
He's going to get chopped in half by the Seahawks defense.
I don't think he was particularly impressive at all. I mean,
he wasn't. I'm not saying he was.
He had 120 yards. They somehow only sacked him once. His arm had no juice. Every single ball was like a Tua fucking underhand lob to the wide receiver. It was remarkable. He wasn't picked off 10 times.
I was pretty impressed. I can't believe he went out there and did that. His passes look slower than the speed of smell. Yeah. His passes looked like they wouldn't get a ticket in a school zone. The only time I've ever wanted the next gen stats tracking on the passes, they didn't have them for me. I wanted to know how fast things were going. But he completed 18 passes in this game, and they weren't all screens. Like, he was throwing further downfield than I thought. I don't think he could throw 35 yards anymore down. And I don't know. It did look like things were in slow motion. There was even the runs, like some of the wider runs, like him even just getting the ball to Jonathan Taylor on time, like running to hand the ball off. Like even that was a step slow. Having said that, I don't know how you can come away with anything other than like, yeah, this guy came in on 5 days notice and he hadn't played football in 5 years and they almost won the fucking game. Like, how was that not passing with flying colors?
I think that's the other thing that we just like didn't really mention a lot because we weren't quite sure if he was going to play or not. But like he literally got signed a few days ago. Like he barely got even to Indianapolis before he freaking started for them.
Brutal stretch for him coming off Thanksgiving where he probably ate so much. He was in full dad mode.
Oh my God.
I mean, he was popping out of that jersey. I mean, he looked like a dad at a corporate kickball game out there. He was waddling around. Dude, he was a pig in shit today. He was having a blast. He didn't give a shit if they won or lost. He was just happy to be there, happy to be completing passes. He really seemed like he was having a great time.
Boys' night out.
Well, he was
like
pregame.
He's at home with his 10 fucking kids. He's like, I can't. This is great. I came back to the NFL for some peace and quiet. This feels great. I'm loving this. It's amazing.
I think he dyed his hair. His hair is really smooth brown. Did you guys check that? A really rich light brown color on film.
I mean, you're probably right. That's actually probably what he was doing during the week. He's like, I can't let them see how gray I am.
I saw a tweet about Rivers that I'd like to recite to you guys about how old he is and how long he's been in the league and what this day signified. Okay. Phillip Rivers completed his first NFL pass 21 years ago when he replaced a now 63-year-old Doug Flutie in the second half of a game played in a stadium that no longer exists for a team that no longer exists. He played today.
Love that. Almost won.
I think that Rivers is a winner, even if the Colts are a loser. I think Blake Grupe's a winner for making that kick, even though they lost the game. I don't know. I'm blown away. I don't know if the Colts are going to win a game the rest of the year, but my friend Emma on a Saturday, we had a Christmas party, and she just was like, so why is this happening? There's nobody else? There's nobody else that other than this 44-year-old guy who hasn't played in 5 years. And she was like, why? And I'm curious you guys think. The best answer I could give was basically just the bar for just knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just, you'd be shocked how much the physical abilities are completely irrelevant of the younger players if they can't actually identify anything within 4 seconds, that it doesn't matter. Because once you go down to the 4th-string quarterbacks, I guess even past Riley Leonard, it's like Brett Rippon. Those guys' physical skills, they don't have reps. Like, it doesn't matter if they're a little bit younger, if they have no idea. And Rivers just being able to identify, like, cover 3, they switched it post-snap. Oh, it's that. I'll just throw it there. Even if it's going at the speed of smell, he can make up the lack of velocity on his freaking passes because he can throw it a second earlier, which is why it makes up, because it actually is taking a full second longer to get there.
What's the speed of smell expression that you're saying? Did you make that up, or is that
it's from a Ron White joke like 25 years ago that always stuck with me?
Oh yeah, Ron White.
Remember that guy?
That guy's like
straight whiskey.
Human whiskey. Yeah.
He was just straight. Dude, the Redneck Comedy Tour, I had that on an iTunes gift card. Bought the Redneck Comedy Tour with Ron White. He had a good joke with the speed of smell.
He was like in that. I remember as a kid growing up, it was like it was Jeff Foxworthy and like Ron White and
Larry
Louis
the Cable
Black,
Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy. He was like all those.
Bill Engvall.
Yeah, he had a TV show.
I had the Jeff Foxworthy books, like the you know you're a redneck if or whatever.
Man, that's good.
I don't remember any of
Bill
them,
Engvall had the "Here's Your Sign." It's good. Email us about the Redneck Comedy Tour.
My intrusive thought. I want to skip ahead just briefly because I had one during this game that I want to talk about right now. The Seahawks Colts game with Phil Rivers, to me, that final possession where the Colts had to march down the field and kick a field goal, and they did, and Groupie hit a 6-yard field goal. My intrusive thought was like, this to me shows that the field position situation in the NFL has gone too far, and we need to pull back.
Make a longer field?
Yes. Or no, it's the field position. Like we can't be getting the ball at the 35 anymore. Phillip Rivers, 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, not being able to really throw the football, kind of easily was able to get into field goal range against the Seahawks. And I'm like, I actually think I hate this now. Phil Rivers on that drive had 2 passes for 19 yards, and Jonathan Taylor had 3 carries for 7 yards. And that was enough to tie the game in dramatic fashion. And I just hate that. I don't like it.
I agree, and I think that the answer is we have to bully the NFL, because if we tell the NFL that field goals are just participation trophies now and it's part of their like snowflake culture, then the NFL, they'll get all offended and be like, pull back. But you're right, because it's a 26-yard drive, puts them in field goal position. And I think the key point is that this is December, and this game was Blake Grupe, who is, I believe, the 3rd kicker the Colts have had this year. He got cut by the Saints.
Correct.
So the 3rd kicker the Colts had this year made a 60-yard field goal by a lot. I think he hit the net. Like that was probably good from 63, which again was the record. And it's the combination of they moved it up, but also they allow them to fuck with the footballs now. Like they can mess with them for like a full week.
You could say massage the balls.
Why did they do that?
Yeah, you're right. So the NFL has approved. The NFL is pro massaging the balls. Like that's the official policy now. And the ball massaging has led to, it's a completely new era.
Yeah. And it's like if Blake Grupe's coming off, waivers kicking 63-yard field goals while Phillip Rivers only needs 25 yards to get down the field, I'm not sure what sport I'm watching anymore. And I don't like it.
I think that they just can't we have to stop massaging the balls, which I never thought I'd say that. But
I'm just like, it used to be like, oh my God, what a game-winning drive is meaningless to me now. I'm like,
I agree.
Phillip Rivers had
you 2 short completions.
It was 3 rushes for 7 yards,
Yeah.
a 3-yard pass, and then 1 16-yard pass. It's anybody can do that.
And just to belabor the point, because I think it's worth it, I don't think people have any idea the difference when they get to actually break. This is what Deflategate was about, but the kickers in particular, it's like a baseball mitt. When the football comes out of the packaging, it's like a baseball mitt. A baseball player would never use a baseball mitt of the packaging. So it used to be you get 90 minutes to fuck with the football. So imagine a baseball mitt after an hour. Nothing. You get a full week with like an equipment, like a full professional training staff. They could do whatever they get to make 8 footballs for a week. They have machines. They have like.
Why did they make this rule change?
Because they want more points, and it was a mistake.
But they don't know who wants more field goals.
It's because there was allegations of like cheating.
We already had, I think, more field goals last year.
Yeah, you want a
than
second
any other
serving
year
of
ever.
vegetables?
Well, who wants this? Is it like a big field goal lobby on this or something? What's the deal?
Yeah, big field goal was like, let us massage the balls. But I think DK, the answer is we have to stop massaging the balls. Is that correct?
I agree. The other thing that Heifetz, I think you brought this up, is Mike McDonald on the Colts' last drive was calling timeout. And I thought that was an interesting one. Not every coach would maybe do that because it's like kind of helping the offense a little bit with their drive. It obviously didn't help the Colts that much before they hit that field goal, but it preserved enough time for the Seahawks to do their little mini, drive back. So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
Mike McDonald shouted out they have an analyst on staff named Brian Ayers, who basically was like, you should use the timeouts now, which if the Seahawks lost, they would have gotten destroyed for this. But the Seahawks won because they used the timeouts in that spot.
Yeah, they kept themselves. They had like over a minute to do their thing too. So
what now for Phillip Rivers? Is it he's gonna keep doing this, or like he's gonna play again next week?
Part of me thinks, because I think the reason they signed him is Riley Leonard is a knee injury and PCL injury. It's like Riley Leonard, if he can't run, he's not a pocket passing quarterback. It's like Justin Fields. If Justin Fields can't run, what are you going to play him for?
I kind of never considered the fact that this would continue. In my head, this was kind of like
Craig's
a
thinking this is going to be like the cold bucket, the cold plunge. What is the bucket? The cold
ALS
bucket
ice
challenge?
bucket challenge.
Yeah, the ice bucket challenge. Phillip Rivers is now going to challenge Ben Roethlisberger to come out of retirement next week.
Brady's like, no one's tagging me. Cam Newton's like, why is no one tagging me?
You know, Brady was pissed watching these games today and be like, God, I could be doing this right now.
I mean, I wonder how many other
fun of me for how terrible I am at announcing.
How many other quarterbacks in their mid-40s could have put up 16 today? Like, is it a decent amount now? Like,
I think Brady, Cam Newton was like, I could do this and watching the game. I'm like, you know what? Maybe Cam could do it, even though he can't throw.
Like, could Eli Manning do this right now?
It was like the Peyton Manning thing. He couldn't throw towards the end of his career.
Peyton could not. I kind of, I kind of
think Eli
Brady,
could.
I was just about to say, part of me thinks Eli could pull it out of his ass.
He's the same age as Phil.
Yeah, they're the same draft.
Ooh.
I don't think Eli's remotely in shape though, or studying NFL offenses.
Would you guys watch like that 3-on-3 basketball league that like did Ice Cube start that? Whatever it's called, the Big Three.
Were they the trampolines?
No, that
was slam ball, which was phenomenal, and I can't believe that never worked. Yeah, it was amazing.
If the people in the Big Three played slam ball, they would all be dead.
Slam ball is sick.
But would you guys watch like a 40 and up retired Hall of Fame football league where it's like
the seniors tour?
It's like Eli Manning playing 7-on-7. Tour. Would you guys watch that?
Old guy 7-on-7?
I think I would.
Maybe it's flag football.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah, right. That's kind of interesting.
Old guy flag football. Dude, Kurt Warner would take that so seriously.
That should be the Pro Bowl. It should be the Old Bowl. And it's just all the old guys.
Bowl.
That's how they should decide who gets the number one spot in the announcer rankings. Troy Aikman is
the announcers. Dude, the announcers have to play.
It's like a play-in tournament.
Yeah. Al Michaels what is he playing? Tight end?
He's like Blue. Yeah. Al Michaels, we're going to have to sunset
You're my boy, Blue.
We have to sunset Al. I'm a little worried about it. The Falcons came back from 28-14 in the fourth quarter, and they hit the field goal, and it sounded like an extra point. Al Michaels was like, and it's through. And the game's over.
He was just thinking about that steak.
Yeah.
He's going to get after the
He's
game.
like, Jahmyr Gibbs, 80-yard touchdown.
God. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty good. That Pro Bowl announcers have to do it. Okay.
I want to see if Aikman can still spin it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They asked Aikman. Scott
plays?
Van Pelt asked Aikman if he could still throw, and Troy Aikman just looked at him and didn't say anything.
I bet he can.
Which was funny.
I want like a combine for old athletes.
You should have to submit your 40 time to retire. You can't file your paperwork until you have to do the combine again to leave. Yeah. Okay, we have to get to the winners or losers here. The rest of the everyone else here. So the elephant in the room: Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. Micah Parsons tore his ACL. Kind of a downer of a day overall. Not gonna lie.
For many reasons, certainly.
Chiefs lost 16-13 to the Chargers. The Chiefs officially eliminated from the playoffs. I don't know. Is it aggressive? I don't know, DK. I feel like the first half of Patrick Mahomes' career just officially ended today.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like the closing of a chapter, certainly. I mean, Travis Kelce is going to probably retire, I would assume. And if you just like look at what this, like getting eliminated from the playoffs, like what this is relative to basically every other season that Patrick Mahomes has been a starter, it's crazy. 10 straight playoff for the Chiefs, 10 straight playoff appearances, 9 straight division titles, 5 Super Bowl appearances in 6 years with 3 wins. This is the first time Mahomes has not made the playoffs. It is just kind of crazy when you realize that this is, I don't think the end of an era. I don't know if era is the right word, because Mahomes is still going to come back and he's still going to be really good. And I don't think Andy Reid is going to retire. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty massive disappointment for the Chiefs, who have just been absolutely dominant for 10 straight years.
It's the end of the first chapter of Mahomes. There's now going to be a clear delineation of how people discuss his career, where it will be like from getting drafted to age 30 and then however long he plays, whether there's 2 or 3 more chapters like Brady. But speaking of Brady, so with Mahomes now ACL out, Chiefs are not making the playoffs. This is going to be the first AFC title game without either Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady starting at quarterback since 2010.
Whoa.
when it was Mark Sanchez versus Ben Roethlisberger. And the only reason why Brady wasn't in that game is because he tore his ACL, which is funny because now Brady and Mahomes have both torn their ACL in their 9th season.
And they had 3 Super Bowl wins before they did that.
Yeah.
I think they were the same age too.
Probably similar. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I do think that you're right. It's probably aggressive to say end of an era. It was the end of an era when like Brady and Eli and Rivers and Roethlisberger all retired. So I think the same way, like when these guys are gone, that's the end of an era. But it does feel like, I know I've said this for a few weeks now, but we are absolutely between waves where the Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson dominance in the AFC, that is obviously just over. Like Josh, I mean, I don't even know if Lamar is going to make the playoffs. Burrow got eliminated today with the Bengals. The Chiefs got eliminated today, but then we still are about to see Drake May, Bo Nix, all these other guys, Jordan Love, obviously that's the NFC, but we're in between just eras with quarterbacks right now.
But it's weird because in the past, when it's been like the changing of the guard, it's when Ben Roethlisberger was 37. Like Josh Allen and Lamar, these guys are like 28, 29, 30 years old. Like in theory, this should not be a passing of the torch. This should be just more competition.
They're not gone forever, but they're just all having completely off seasons at the same time. And they're all kind of it's like midlife crisis, I guess, for all of these guys right now. They're all just kind of like, I don't know what's going to go on next.
It's also a lot of guys who are mobile. And it's like, I wonder Josh Allen looks fantastic. So it's not him we're talking about, but like, it'll be interesting to see how Lamar and Josh and a lot of these mobile guys get into their early to mid 30s and see what happens.
The Packers, I mean, Micah Parsons out for the season, the ACL. Christian Watson, we don't know exactly what the diagnosis. You might have it by the time you listen to this, but certainly looked like he broke his collarbone. He was listed as a chest injury. He went to the hospital. James Palmer at NFL Network reported, or James Palmer report, I think Underdog Now reported that Christian Watson went to the hospital in an ambulance. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't think Christian Watson's playing anytime soon. So He's their most explosive player on offense and frankly, their best offensive player other than Jordan Love. Zach Tom, the right tackle, got re-injured today. And then Micah Parsons. I'm like, that's 3 of their best 6 players, honestly, for Green Bay. All kind of left this game hurt for some amount of time.
Yeah, the Watson play looked like Mike Evans earlier this year.
Yes.
Those collarbone plays are just unavoidable. I mean, it's such a natural way to fall. And it's really brutal. Awful for him, who like looks fantastic coming back from a late ACL tear last year. Super brutal. Huge win for Denver. I mean, they're my winner of the week. Bo Nix, winner of the week. So they won 34-26. They clinched the playoffs. The Broncos are now 12-2. They've won 11 straight, which ties a franchise record. 10 of those 12 wins are one score. They've now beaten the Eagles, Cowboys, Texans, Chiefs, and Packers. And Bo Nix looks like great today. Just across the board he has that a little bit of Josh Allen. Like it's late in the game. He's going to make something work. And
it's like out of structure stuff. He's really good.
He's was awesome
like
on
making things happen.
Yeah. Like his mobility is so fluid. He has like legit speed and wiggle. And it feels like these quarterbacks, like Caleb is a little bit like this too, where it's like, they are not run first, but when they need to run, they can really run. And Josh is like that much more now than he used to be. But Bo is doing a lot of great touch passes today, like him to Cortland Sutton, a couple really nice plays. The touchdown to Troy Franklin was really nice. Very methodical down the field. I thought he was as impressive as I think it was probably the best game of his career. He had a couple throws that could have been intercepted that weren't by Green Bay, but he's just like tremendous in the fourth quarter. Even in fantasy, he averages the second most fantasy points in the fourth quarter this year behind Josh Allen. Yeah, man.
I think this was a statement win.
For sure. They were underdogs. This is what we were talking on Thursday. They were underdogs at home. This team was 11-2, underdogs at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think obviously the Packers are a really good team, and it was a back and forth game, really fun game, but they stayed competitive all the way throughout. And I don't know. To me, it's just like, the statement is stop pretending or stop ignoring us. Stop pretending like we're not a real contender in the AFC. They are the legit winners of this division. And I don't know. I think this is like, I'm certainly taking them a lot more seriously after this game. Not that I wasn't like impressed with them before, but it just feels like an announcement that they are a legit contender for the Super Bowl now.
Bo Nix ties Big Ben, Andrew Luck, and Dak Prescott now for the second most quarterback wins in the first 2 seasons of his career. I mean, I'm sure he has 3 more games against the Jags, the Chiefs without Mahomes, and the Chargers. So I'm sure they're going to win at least 2 of those.
I thought the Broncos completely ran away with it, honestly, the moment Micah Parsons got hurt. Micah Parsons got hurt on, I think, the second to last play of the third quarter, or the third to last play. He had 5 pressures in the third quarter alone. And then 2 plays later, the Broncos scored a touchdown, and then they scored a touchdown the next drive, and they score 14 points. So I don't want to grade it on a curve because it's more like it was pretty ruthless, and they kind of stepped on Green Bay's throats the moment Micah Parsons went out of the game. I think you certainly are going to see that with the Green Bay's defense the rest of the way. But I don't know if we've really reckoned with and I know Broncos fans are light years ahead of us on this, but I think this game was a reminder of Sean Payton has a top 4 defense in the NFL. But like when the offense gets rolling, it's like, oh my God. And I think that it still looks hard for them at times. There are still so many moments that Sean Payton takes so long to read the play call that Bo Nix like loses his mind. That happened on the first drive of the game. Happened again in the later moment.
Play calls, yeah.
Well, it's because he has the longest play calls left, and frankly, Sean Payton is. I don't know what's going on with him, but I mean, he just speaks slower now. Like we went to the combine, he speaks like he's 63.
Just what happens when you get older.
And I honestly like he has long play calls. It takes him a second longer to think. But other than that, there's still stops and starts. But I thought Bo Nix. I agree, Craig. I think it was the best game he's ever played. And I mean that the touchdown throw to Lil Jordan Humphrey. It was actually kind of like Caleb Williams, where I've made a lot of fun of Bo Nix of not having the arm talent of Caleb Williams, but he threw it in his window, and I'm like, that should have gotten intercepted. And I remember thinking it was the kind of pass that if Josh Allen did it or Caleb Williams did it, I would have been like, oh, that's a bad decision, but it's really cool that you could do that because of your really talented arm. And then Bo Nix did it, and I was like, fuck. It's like the HR meme. I was like, oh, I guess when he does it, I have to admit it's cool now.
Yeah, and like I know the naysayers will say that the 1 score wins are bullshit. Chiefs last year, whole thing.
We can talk about that next year. Now it's cool.
Also, like there's something to winning close games over and over and over teaches you something. I mean, like you become comfortable in that environment where if it's a playoff situation and it's a close game in the fourth quarter, it's something that Bo Nix has done every week for the last 10 weeks. And so even if it's like they don't deserve to be winning and this team maybe is a little bit outperforming what their record should be, whatever. Like Bo Nix is getting the experience of basically a playoff situation every single week.
And the Broncos defense was great in this game too. Patrick Surtain changed the game. Patrick Surtain at that in more ways.
That was a crazy interception. That
amazing.
That was the play that Christian Watson got hurt.
He landed on Watson
and kind of landed on him.
Made the injury worse. But it was a great interception by Surtain. And like that completely changed the game if Watson had come down with that. But yeah, but I think Bo Nix was unbelievable in this game. Honestly, I probably raised the tier of quarterback Bo Nix is in my head.
I think if you look at it, obviously people are still, I don't know if they're convinced on Bo Nix or not, but the way that the Broncos are built, they can win. They can win it all in this type of season where Mahomes is gone. Burrow's not making the playoffs. Lamar, I don't know what's the deal with them. But they have a really strong defense. They have a creative run game. They've got a couple explosive runners. They have a ton of weapons on offense. This is obviously something that I complain about all season from a fantasy point of view, but like every week they have some new guy. Michael Bandy scored a touchdown today. I don't even know who that guy is.
Michael Bandy is probably the least athletically gifted wide receiver still in the NFL. And they got him a touchdown.
Your boy, Lil Jordan Humphrey scored a touchdown. They just, and Troy Franklin looked great. I thought Marvin Mims had a couple of nice plays. They've just got a lot of different ways to beat you. They have a really good pass rush. They have a really good secondary. This is a team that is on paper built to win it all. And their quarterback has been playing really well late in games. So I don't know, like that's the equation you really want.
All of the other winner out there is the people who bet on Sean Payton this week and like started all these Broncos players. RJ Harvey had a touchdown, 70 yards. Cortland Sutton over 100 yards in a touchdown. Troy Franklin 85 yards in a touchdown. Like everybody who you needed to play well for Denver, if you were starting them in fantasy, did. Obviously.
One final fuck you to me.
I know.
Yeah, one final fuck you. I will say, though, to your point, though, DK, about the Broncos and being a Super Bowl team, if we actually believe the thing we say all the time, which is defenses win championships, the best defenses we've been saying for the whole year basically are the Houston Texans, the Seattle Seahawks, the Denver Broncos, and the Browns, who don't really count. And I think the short version is I think I trust Bo Nix more than I trust Sam Darnold for Seattle to win a game late. And I trust Bo Nix, honestly, more than I trust CJ Stroud to not screw things up, which I never thought I would have said at the beginning of the year. But I do trust Bo Nix more.
They have a better run game than those teams, too.
Yeah. And Green Bay is off the list now, like with Micah. Like Micah Parsons changed everything about that team, and like everything about like that he fixed is now unfixed. Like the lack of cornerback depth, the I mean, all they've talked about is how he made all the other defensive linemen on Green Bay better because they all could slot into different things. And now it's like, oh, a lot of Lucas Van Ness. So tough for Green Bay. I mean, there's a lot of incredible performances today. You want to do the Rams-Lions game first or Bills-Patriots?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could talk about the Rams absolutely just continuing to be a buzzsaw, beating the Lions 41-34. Second straight game. I think I saw this on the game broadcast, 40 plus points and 400 yards in back-to-back games, 520 yards in this one. They averaged almost 8 yards per play. So yeah, their offense is still doing pretty well. I saw this from, Al Karsten, and this was about the run game. The Lions run defense allowed a 69% offensive rushing success rate against the Rams. So the Rams had a 69% success rate on the ground, which is the worst mark Detroit has ever had in 86 games of the Dan Campbell era. This is the sixth most efficient rushing performance for the Rams under Sean McVay. And, you know, they just have, again, multiple ways to beat you. A really good defense, a totally dominant run game. And then they have Matt Stafford just throwing freaking lasers to Puka Nacua, who's an absolute maniac. Devontae Adams did get hurt in this game, so that is something to be watching going forward, especially this Thursday against the Seahawks.
I already benched him. He's not playing.
He's very unlikely to play in this next game.
I feel like he's not going to play to the playoffs at best.
Yeah. So that is, I guess, like one sort of wrench in their plans. But man, the Rams just look absolutely freaking dominant again.
I mean, also Puka, who was fantastic today. Puka was just out of control. I don't know how he's always open. I mean, he has like the determination of a pit bull, and
even when he's not open, he's just freaking mossing people every time.
It feels like he just has more energy than every other player in the field. Like he has like 110% energy capability, and everybody else just has 100, and he can just outwork people. He had 9 catches, 181 yards today. And in the fourth quarter, caught some pass, was fighting for yards, looked like a normal play. His teammate lifts him up, and then he just falls back to the ground like a sack of potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
You assume he suffered some horrific injury. That's the classic Puka experience. Definitely assuming they were out. He was out for the rest of the game. I mean, there was only, it was the fourth quarter. They were winning the game already. And then, of course, like 5 minutes later, Puka comes back. They throw him a screen pass for like 2 yards, and he has to basically drag himself off the field to get to the sideline because he re-aggravated it.
Every time, I swear to God, I don't know if this is actually true, but every time he gets hurt or goes to the blue tent or gets like hobbled or whatever, immediately upon re-entering the game, Sean McVay calls like a sweep with him carrying the ball, and he just gets fucking clobbered. Like, it's like, get back out there and make sure you get hit real hard, pal.
Puka, he had the most career high receiving yards today. The 181. It's the most of his entire career. I mean, I think Puka and Jackson Dart are like the Blue 10 All-Stars.
Yeah, man.
Like they lead the league in the Blue 10. The stat, plays called directly for them right after cutting back on the field after the Blue tent. You know, no one beats Dart and Puka Nacua. It was amazing. I mean, McVay. I mean, look, he's properly rated. Like the amount of times he gets Puka Nacua in the game. This game was crazy. The Lions Rams. I said I thought there'd be 70 points in this game. There were 75 points in this game. There were 500 yards in the first half between the Lions and Rams, which is the most any game has had in any half all year. I believe the other game that had 500 yards in a half was the Lions versus the Giants, because the Lions have really replaced the Bengals and Dallas as the true rainbow strip team of like, Lions are going to put up points and get scored on. So you had a real fantasy football matchup where Amon-Ra St. Brown ends up being the number 1 receiver on the day. Puka Nacua ends up being the number 2 receiver on the day. Jamison Williams is the number 3 receiver on the day. And then Colby Parkinson, the tight end for the Rams, is the number 2 tight end on the week. I don't know who's number 1. We'll get to that. But it's just a crazy situation where Kyron Williams has 2 touchdowns. Like everything about the Rams and Lions, it was amazing. But also it was
like
another
two teams with good quarterbacks who can execute the play calls from really good play callers. I just love the combination of play callers, quarterbacks, and skill players, and they're all fucking good. And it just works every game. It's so fun to watch.
I will say, though,
fireworks.
It was the latest version of every time you watch it, you're like, I do see why Sean McVay swapped out Goff for Stafford. Like, you do see it when these teams play. And with the exception of the first drive where Stafford had the dumbest interception in the entire week, where just like total autopilot just threw a screen and just wasn't looking, and Aiden Hutchinson was just there and caught it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Lions went down and scored literally the next play. And honestly, if that hadn't happened, it wouldn't have been quite as close. Like they just spotted them 7. It was kind of like the Vikings-Cowboys game tonight where they won by 8, But in reality, like J.J. McCarthy just threw a pick and then they scored 2 plays later on a fake field goal, or where they got, and without that, it was kind of like that Lions Rams. So the Rams, 41-34. This was just another, like Buzz saw DK. That is the right word for the Rams.
I mean, geez, man, nobody can stop this team.
They're the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they're probably going to keep it that way. Like they'll probably hold on to it. The team that could not hold on to it for right now is the Patriots. I had New England Patriots as my winner today when they went up 21-0. I wrote in the doc the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl. I wrote in my notes. My Bills friends were texted me saying they want everyone fired in the offseason, and they can't believe. And basically, I literally wrote down in my intrusive thoughts, the Bills wasted the only 5-year window from 2000 to 2040 where the Patriots were bad, and the Bills did not, and now they're fucked. And then, of course, Josh Allen gets 28 points in the second half, and they come back and win the game 34-31. But it was pretty crazy. Like the moment where the Patriots were up 21-0, there were a bunch of streaks in this game and everything, but I don't know. I honestly, no one summed it up better than Mike Vrabel after the game, where they were like, "What'd you think of Josh?" He's like, "What do you want me to write you an essay about the MVP?" They're like, "He's 6'5", 240. He's fast. He's big. He's strong, and he gets paid $60 million a year."
He's virile too now, proven.
That's right.
Very virile. Confirmed.
Dad strength. DK, do you think that played a factor?
It did, for sure. Changes your perspective of the world,
Does that happen when she's pregnant or when it's born? Because I've heard it both ways.
When it's born.
Well,
when
I didn't want to gender the unborn baby.
I know.
There's literally no gender yet. I don't know.
Well, you could have said when they're born.
That's true. That would have been less weird.
Anyway, I think it's more when they're born.
I've heard from all the dads,
really
they're like,
real.
the pregnancy doesn't really do anything. You hold the baby, you're like, oh, fuck.
This is real.
Oh, this is real. This is real.
But yeah, man, I had the same thoughts. I was like, why were we talking about that the Bills were going to win this game? Like on our previous show, we were just like, oh yeah, the Bills will win. I'm like, what were we thinking? This Patriots team is really good. This is a statement for them too. Like they are just absolutely coming out and dominating the first half. And then of course the Bills just chipped away. I always respect a team that when they're down big, they just chip away at stuff and just kind of keep at it. Like that is always the sign to me of like a mature team. I thought Josh Allen did a really good job of that.
Can I on one note on that, just the game management that I think was excellent by Buffalo. And just the first 25 minutes of this game, the Bills had negative net passing yards. They had 10 forward yards and lost 12 on sacks. So they literally were net negative passing yards. But they dominated the middle 8 because they went down and the Bills went and got a touchdown on both sides of halftime. And the Patriots got a field goal. So they went up 14-3 in the middle 8. And then they got 28 second half points. So they were very methodical with the clock and the drives, which I think Vrabel's pissed. But you're right. Like the game management is great.
And it's just, I just feel like a lot of teams, it would be easy to kind of just throw up your hands and sort of mail it in the rest of the game when Travion Henderson's like ripping off 50-yard touchdowns and stuff. But yeah, obviously the Bills are a good veteran team with good leadership. So very, very impressed by them. And then obviously they still have a chance to win the division now. Like it's still Patriots in their favor, but I guess it's just not over yet.
The Patriots would have clinched the division if they won today.
Right.
And in theory, the Bills could still win. But the problem is that the Patriots schedule is so freaking easy because the Patriots' final 3 games, it's unbelievable to look at it. They play the Ravens, but then it's like Jets, Dolphins. So if the Patriots lose to the Ravens next week, it's like more possible. But if the Patriots beat the Ravens next week, it's pretty difficult. So we'll see. But the Bills could win out and still win the division. I do want to just say a couple things from this game that are unbelievable to me. One, just the fantasy aspect. Drake May, they had 20 fantasy points at halftime. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. The play down when Travion Henderson had the big run and Drake May was the lead blocker on the play.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty sick. And when the Patriots seemed like they were going to win, I thought that was like one of the more defining moments of the whole Pats season was Drake May blocking like the lead blocker on like a second effort play. But just was also a huge week for Travion Henderson, the number 3 running back on the week. James Cook was number 1, and then Henderson's 3. He had 29 points. Travion Henderson, 160 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns. And this one blew my mind after months of us just bitching that he wasn't playing. Travion Henderson had 4 different runs this year of 50 yards, like 4 different 50-yard touchdown runs, which tied the rookie record for the most 50-yard rushing touchdowns ever in a rookie season. And there's 3 weeks left, which is like pretty incredible.
It's Saquon Barkley stuff.
Yeah. Yes, but Saquon played the whole time. And also the New England keeps dropping offensive linemen every week. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm pretty impressed. The Patriots snapped a 10-game streak where they had scored 23 points and held their opponents under 23 points for 10 games in a row, which had never happened before in NFL history. So I don't know.
What does this do for your thoughts on the Patriots? Because I think we all kind of believe in Josh Allen and generally the Bills. I don't know if the Bills are that scary, but I definitely believe like Josh Allen can go Superman at any given point. How does this make you feel about the Patriots in terms of how real they are?
I don't think any less of them because of this game, certainly. Yeah. I think to me, this continues to show me that they belong in this conversation and that like this is a team that can win the Super Bowl. It's honestly, they're kind of like the Bills. Like they're just like this Drake May who kind of has like middling talent around him, a solid defense, and his like it's all just on him physically, like willing this team down the field every single drive. It's funny. I feel like I am watching the young Bills the young Josh Allen Bills when I watch the Pats.
It's a great call.
The May Josh Allen rivalry is going to be awesome. It's going to be, I think, top tier for like the next few years, just every time they play. It's funny because I also feel like the Bills could have gone up 21-0 and then not been able to finish it out. You know what I mean? I would have been surprised if it had been reversed, but Josh Allen, when the Bills give up 185 rushing yards, is 4-2 this season, which is preposterous. Josh has 4 wins this season when they give up 30 points.
It's funny that right now, if the playoffs started today, the Pats would be playing the Bills in the wild card round. It's good that the Bills won today because now we'll get the rubber match ideally.
That would be great. And also, honestly, I think if the Bills went out, Josh could still win MVP, which I was prisoner of the moment. I'm kind of watching this game. I'm like, this guy's probably the MVP.
I still think it's got to be Stafford.
I will not talk anyone out of voting for Stafford. If I had a vote, I look at it, I'm like, Stafford has Sean McVay, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and I'm like, Josh Allen I actually got more of the ick watching Brandon Cooks have meaningful snaps for the Bills today than I did watching Phil Rivers for the Colts. I'm like, how the fuck are the Bills in the best setup they've ever had to win a Super Bowl is this season? And Brandon Cooks is playing a very important game for them today. How is that possible?
Yeah.
Josh Palmer's not cutting it, unfortunately.
Brandon Cooks was on the Rams 6 years ago. He would never touch. Do you think Sean McVay would let Matt Stafford anywhere around Brandon Cooks?
Whatever, though. What, you don't give Jordan the MVP because he's got Pippen? Like, I don't, that's not how you should think about it.
Well, yeah, but when they were winning 72 games, no one's winning 15 games this season. You know what I mean? I think the way we think MVP is
the Rams
flawed.
could win 14 games, but yeah.
I know. I just think sometimes, think I'm more open to sometimes people should get credit for dragging kind of shitty operations forward.
I agree with that, but I think, I don't know, Stafford is having an all-time season, and just because he has good receivers and a good play caller to me.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not trying to besmirch his name. I'm saying I think I slightly lean to he's like the second, or dare I say maybe the third best player this year. That's my issue with MVP is people are like, you don't like him? Fuck you. And I'm
They're just different conversations. Who's the best player versus who's the MVP are weirdly different conversations.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen's better, but I think Matt Stafford's MVP.
The I Am Become Death Oppenheimer Award. We might have to rename this Kyle Pitts. Do you think there's a chance anyone showed Kyle Pitts everything I've said about him the last 3 weeks?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Kyle Pitts. So the Falcons won on Thursday Night Football 29-28. Kyle Pitts, 11 catches, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown. So not only is Kyle Pitts the resounding, Kyle Pitts had 40 fantasy points in half PPR, dude, 45 and a half in full.
Playoff matchups were over halfway through Thursday.
Anyone who played Kyle Pitts,
yeah,
you were just, if you played against, you were fucked. Hayden Winks had a great stat that 7% of Kyle Pitts' career fantasy stats just came on Thursday.
Oh, no.
Danny Heifetz had a great stat that no one cared about as much, which is 21% of his career touchdowns were in that game.
Oh, yeah, because he's just never scoring touchdowns.
A fifth of all of Kyle Pitts' touchdowns were just on Thursday.
Do you guys know that right now, Kyle Pitts is only 3 months older than Travis Kelce when he caught his first NFL pass?
Dude, generational prospects are back, man. Between Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, this is why you don't give up on people.
There's been an entire book written on Kyle Pitts, and yet he is the same age as when Travis Kelce caught his first NFL pass. There's been an entire life cycle of Kyle Pitts.
This is why
it's like it's almost like the Patrick Mahomes thing. Like the first era of Kyle Pitts is over. This is the new era. This is
the dawning of the second era.
The new
when Craig watches Lord of the Rings in 2 weeks, it's gonna be like the dawn of men is over. We got an email
Kyle
from
Pitts
Peter.
the White.
Yeah, we have an email from Peter.
P-Bone.
Peter writes, we have a new category. 2 tight ends who have never outscored Kyle Pitts' 45 PPR points and a lie.
Ooh, 45.
So
okay.
These are 2 players who have never had 45 and a half
Dude,
PPR
Kyle
points
Pitts
in a
had
game.
45 points in
Full
a game.
PPR.
All-time performance.
Like, so
It's a
full point per
legendary
reception.
performance.
You know what teaches you? Every time there's a Bucks-Falcons game, start everybody involved.
Mm.
Those games are always nuts.
There you go. It's true.
I've been telling you, he does look different. I don't think this is that fluky.
What, because he's in the end zone?
No, he just looks faster to me. He looks more explosive.
What we're learning is when we do our memento tattoos soon. It's not the year after the year after. It's the year after the year after the year after the year after is when you start to feel good. And that's where Kyle Pitts is right now.
What do we do with our memento tattoo that says Kyle Pitts murdered my family?
I legit don't know what to do with Kyle Pitts next.
He's gonna sign with the Chiefs.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be all in on him.
He's a free agent.
What's the opposite of fart or Shart? That's the category we need for next year because that's what this is. This is like, what are we calling it? Cum or slum? I don't know.
Well,
cum or bum? I don't know.
Okay. Keep workshopping that.
Okay.
we're bum.
Yuck or yum? I don't know. But what do you have, Heifetz?
So you're trying to say, is this for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The funniest thing you've ever said to me, Craig, was you were like, sometimes a bad cum is worse than a good pee.
Yeah, for sure.
You were like, a good piss can be better than a bad
Don't
cum.
dox me like, did I say that on the pod or was that private?
No, it was in private.
can't
That's what I'm
remember.
saying. We can cut this if you want. We can bleep it. But I'm
No,
just
no,
saying, if
that's
you
good.
want a
The
category, like that could be the category.
Oh,
You can bleep it, and then people have to guess what the
Good
funniest thing you've ever
cum or
said.
So
Bad
it's
pee.
bad
Good
cum
cum
or
or-
good pee?
Right.
Bad cum or good piss. I don't know which is
Oh my
which.
God.
I don't know which is which either.
That's the point.
I don't even think it applies to this situation, but I'm happy you brought it up.
Do we cut this or do we bleep it and let people guess what the funniest thing you've ever said is? Just bleep.
No, we can keep it. If people are an hour into the week 15 recap, they deserve it.
This is like actually just like a 6 out of 10 on what Craig has said before. I feel like.
I think it's just like the phrasing of it sounds good.
A bad cum.
Sometimes a great piss is better than a bad cum. That's just
Oh my God.
that's real.
Just the concept
That's
of a
real
bad
life.
cum is
You
really
know what I
funny.
mean? Let's
Yeah.
address the truth. That's real.
Oh my God.
Anyway, Kyle Pitts.
Cup is going to make $40 million more now because of this game.
You think he's going to be on the Falcons next year?
What
Probably
is
not.
the
Well-
franchise tag for a tight end is not very much.
That's
No.
a good point
He's
because they
probably
could
going to
just.
be on the Falcons.
So yeah,
Just
they could just
shackle
tag
him for one more year
Mm-hmm.
because they picked. This is his 5th year, correct? They picked it up.
Yeah, so DK's right because the tag is probably I could look it up. It's probably
What
like
is it?
$18
$10
million
million?
for tight.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Here, I'll look
Look it up,
right now.
Heifetz. I think
It's cheap because he's a receiver, and like if he would make
What
way
it-
more.
What's
so you're right.
Kirk Cousins' situation? Is he under contract for next year?
Oh yes. So oh my God, he's totally gonna-
13.8.
13.8.
Last
They will
year-
definitely franchise tag him.
So the tag is gonna next year for tight ends gonna be a little under 16 million. He's definitely gonna get tagged because Tutu Atwell got
He made
10
$10
million.
million.
I mean, who was the guy the Jags signed?
Diami Brown. Yeah.
Got $10 million.
10
in free
million's
agency
a
for one
fucking
year
drop
deal.
in the bucket when you're a good receiver.
So yeah, Kyle Pitts will get tagged for 16 million, and then Kirk Cousins I think will be on the Falcons because Penix got knee reconstruction.
Right.
So I mean, Kirk wants to start. Like we're gonna get rid of Kirk. Kirk's not gonna want to leave. I think Kirk.
My hot take
and
is
Pitts are
they
back.
need to keep Kirk and Pitts together forever.
The new
They have
Mahomes
that
and
way.
Kelsey. Yeah.
But then
Yeah, they have
Drake
a
London's gonna come back, and you're gonna be like, I don't know.
Trade
So
Drake.
let's be honest. We know what's gonna happen. Trade Drake London.
I'm just kidding.
Build a ship out of Kirk and Kyle.
What could go wrong?
I'll tell you what's gonna go wrong. I added Kyle Pitts back in the Ringer League because I cut him out of spite, and I was emotional about it. And I added him back because I was like, I should be an adult about this. And I played him in my lineup this week, even though I had a first round bye. And I was like, I'm adding Kyle Pitts back,
That
but I'm
doesn't
not going
count.
to play him. Guess what? I'm going to play Kyle Pitts next week.
He's going to kill you.
He's going to have no points. I'm going to lose.
Yeah,
Correct.
But what am I going to do? Bench him? We have to rank him. He's a top 2. We have to rank him second or third next week. What are we going to do?
Dude, today in general was pretty nuts for tight ends that you probably didn't start. Outside of Trey McBride had 31 points. Trey McBride every week has like 25 points and nobody discusses it. He's been the best fantasy player this year that nobody's talking about.
Speaking of, we need to
losing
keep Jacoby
every
Brissett and McBride together forever.
Build the ship out of
Only
Jacoby
them.
and Trey. Yeah, dude, Kyle Pitts, 40 half PPR points. Trey McBride, 30. He had 134 yards and 2 touchdowns. Colby Parkinson, 22 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns. He's the tight end 4 since week 10.
He has 6 touchdowns over the last 6 weeks.
Every single touchdown from him, there's only 2 kinds. They all look exactly alike. They're just Stafford like does a fake left and rolls right, and Colby Parkinson just leaks to the right. And then the defensive lineman's like, oh, shit. And Colby Parkinson's wide the fuck open.
Can I just sneak in now and do my the ref that pissed me off this week? Colby Parkinson's touchdowns was one of the more egregious touchdown calls I've ever seen in my life. Like that, he was down at the one. Like I don't think that is one of the worst calls I've seen. I feel like we say this every week, but that is one of the worst calls I've seen all year.
So in case you missed it, basically he caught the ball at like the 3-yard line.
It was it was like a 40-yard catch.
Yeah. He fell down. He basically hit the ground at the 1.
Clearly.
What I think happened, what I think they decided happened was that he bobbled the football or something like that. He didn't get full control of it until he was in the end zone because he was clearly down and touched at the 1, but the ball didn't hit the ground and he was kind of like bobbling it a little bit. That's what I think they called, but it was like whoever the referee on the broadcast,
of course, disagreed.
Was like, I'm speechless. I don't know how they called that a touchdown.
Because you couldn't really see if the ball ever hit the ground, but they ruled that he catches the ball, but then on the way down starts to bobble the ball so that when he's touched and his knee is down at the 1, it's not a catch yet. He is still bobbling it as he then hits the ground, slides into the end zone. That's when he then secures the ball and it's now a catch.
This was one of those situations where they called it a touchdown on the field and they were like, this is too hard. Let's just keep the call.
Like his 2 hands firmly catch the ball. It wasn't a bobble the whole time. It went from catch to bobble back to catch. It's bad.
Every week there's a new case study in like the NFL did not see this coming. Some situation where they're like, oh God, this again. We'd have a whole new, very unique situation we'll never see again. Happens every single week.
If he was juggling the ball the whole time, I get it. His hands are on the ball. He catches it firmly. And then on the way down, as he's getting hit, it starts to loosen a little bit. And then I guess they continue that into the end zone and then he re-secures it.
Before they called it a touchdown, the broadcast ref was like, the real question here is, was this a catch?
Right.
And they decided it was not only a catch, it was a touchdown also.
Yeah, we'll just give him the extra yard. Why not?
I love it. Love the NFL sometimes.
The other really bad one was the Bills-Patriots game had the defensive pass interference that they were like, you know what? We think the Bills caught it, actually. Which was really strange. That
was bizarre.
That was super weird.
That was one of those.
They called DPI on the guy, even though he looked back and caught it.
It's getting mauled.
And then they gave it to the other team and called a penalty.
How many times he's been like, he's making a play on the ball. And you're like, well, he made a play on the ball.
Caught it. He looked back and caught it. And then they called DPI on him and said the other guy caught it.
You know, it was bad because it's the first time I felt bad for Patriots fans and the referees in like decades. Like it's like, oh, I know it's pretty tough. Any other Oppenheimers for you guys?
Travion was mine.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Everything he does
is just shot out of a cannon.
Everything he does is something that Ramondre Stevenson can't do at all.
Right. But also, Travion can't be like a high volume runner, right? Like, wouldn't you agree with that? I don't think he could be like a 25 touch guy.
I think he could. I feel like
really?
They're different people, but I feel like we said a little bit about that, like with Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's fair.
I
understand injury issues in college.
The build is different.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think like having specific roles for Ramondre. I don't even like Ramondre. I don't think he's like anything special, but like having a specific early down grinder and slasher type is actually good for the Patriots.
Grinder, slasher, fumbler type is good.
Right.
Yeah, you need someone to get the goal line touches that they might fumble because they legally get fumbles over a multi-year period.
Travion's got the juice though. That's for sure. We got to talk about the Jags.
Dude,
who-
I know we're an hour in. We haven't talked about the fantasy.
They might be for real.
Explode. Okay, they played the Jets.
They might be for real.
Don't
Well,
trust
they
anything.
fucking
It's
destroyed
more
the
than
Jets.
just today. It's more than just today. They're 6-1 in their last 7 games. And Trevor Lawrence has cleaned up a lot of the issues that were really just driving us insane for most of his career, or at least he has recently. So Trevor Lawrence today had 6 touchdowns. He actually did. I saw this on Twitter. I didn't actually confirm this is a real thing, but he's the first quarterback
Thanks,
ever.
Cool.
Well, it was from like a real account, so I assume it's real. The first quarterback ever with 300 plus pass yards, 5 plus pass touchdowns, and 50 rush yards and a touchdown in the same game. So he had 6 touchdowns in this game.
I also had that in my notes, and then I was like, I bet Craig's going to make fun of that stat because
It's a very specific thing.
Yeah, it's very specific. I was like, Craig's going to make fun of me if I say this.
Which happens every single week. The first quarterback ever to have had
5 passing touchdowns with
when it's
300
below
yards.
32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Whatever. The point is, he had 6 fucking touchdowns. He was really good. 44 fantasy points. Just absolutely bananas performance.
No one else had 30 at quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence had 44 fantasy points. If you had Lawrence and Pitts, if you just were a big fan of the 2021 draft, and you never gave up, you had a very good day.
I honestly, it was probably a big day for the wild card spot in fantasy playoffs because I bet you a lot of these wild card teams are starting guys like Kyle Pitts and Trevor Lawrence. So good for you. You probably kicked the shit out of the 2 seed.
Yeah, brutal day for them. You also probably had Travis Etienne.
Yeah.
Who had a real low day on the ground, 12 rushes for 32 yards, but he caught 3 passes for 73 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had 30 points and a half PPR. Only running back who scored more was James Cook. The story of this game really, and the Jets are terrible. We know that, but it was Liam Cohen. Do it, the microscope meme on Twitter where it's like either Shanahan or whoever like looks in the microscope and it's this one specific player. It was like Liam Cohen just looking at the Jets linebackers. The Jags running backs scored 4 touchdowns in the passing game today. They were just absolutely annihilating these linebackers in the passing game. So I think, I said they might be for real. What I do think is this relationship is working with Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen, the offense that they have here. I think Liam Cohen is proving to me that he wasn't just like a flash in the pan with the Buccaneers. Like this is a real scheme that really works. And I think early on in the season, they were just really messy and it just took them a long time to kind of get it all installed and get the hang of it. But now we're starting to see like what this real offense can do.
I think it's been a really good year for first year play callers. Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, you have Clint Kubiak in Seattle, even like Schottenheimer in Dallas. Like there have been a lot of offenses that have either immediately clicked or have taken, a few months to get going. And now they are kind of what we thought they were going to be, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I was watching this game, honestly, and I was thinking how the Jags wanted to hire Liam Cohen. And he was like, will you fire your GM? And they were like, okay. And they did. And I was thinking about how the Giants kept Brian Dable in a hiring cycle that had Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, and Mike Vrabel. And I was like, oh, that. And then I realized, you know what? None of them would have came to the Giants because the smart guys waited for good situations. Ben Johnson went to Caleb and Liam Cohen went to Trevor Lawrence and Mike Vrabel went to Drake May. I was like, oh, the smart guys went to good situations. But this is why you don't give up on players. And Trevor Lawrence, I think the last 2 or 3 games have probably been the best 2 or 3 games of Trevor Lawrence's entire career. Travis Etienne literally said today after the game, Travis Etienne said, I won a national championship with Trevor at Clemson and I've never seen him play like this. He's been unbelievable. And frankly, I don't want to be a little reductive, but Trevor Lawrence has the fuck you attitude. And I think that's what was missing. I think that with Doug Peterson, I think that Trevor Lawrence had a little bit of a reluctance to just be at some point, become that more developed older quarterback and say, I don't want to do this. I want to do this and take an active role in designing the offense instead of just, when you're younger and you're a younger quarterback and you're learning, you're like a good soldier, like we're going to run this. And at some point you get to that point in your physical prime where you're like, I want to do these concepts because I think this is going to work. And this is what it's going to be comfortable with. And then combine that with what Liam Cohen was saying, which is like, he needs to go out and just play. Stop worrying about consequences. Just fucking rip it. And it's like DK joke about Baker. It's like, just go out there and rip it. And like, that is what Trevor's doing. And
ripping passes.
That's what Trevor's doing. It's ripping passes. I want to shout out Derek Klassen at the Athletic Football Show with Mays, and Derek is amazing. And Derek nailed this, and I'd forgotten this, but Trevor Lawrence at Clemson was so good at rolling to his left and throwing, which is like such a barometer of physical talent. If you, like Jalen Hurts could never, but it's like Trevor Lawrence is so weirdly good.
Jalen Hurts is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the people go number one. Jalen Hurts is like, what? Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, like these freaks who go number one can just run to the wrong side, flip around. And Trevor Lawrence had a throw today to Parker Washington where he just ran backwards, basically, like he was Shedeur Sanders, like what Shedeur thinks he is in his mind. The Jets blitzed 7 people on a 3rd and 6. Trevor Lawrence just ran backwards to his left, turned around, and threw. The pass went 50 yards.
It was Tony Romo, like a Tony Romo play where he spun out of it and then just chucked it to a spot and Parker Washington ran under it. It was incredible.
He ran backward to the 30 and threw it to the other 20, sprinting backwards to his offside. And I just, you haven't seen that in a minute until the last month or so. And it's funny because with Trevor Lawrence a couple weeks ago, went up to the press conference and said the most self-aware thing all year, which is, I don't think anyone will respect us because we're the Jags, but you know what? We don't care. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I'm like, I couldn't be more impressed. And I know it's the Jets, but also 48. It was 48-10 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like they could have scored 60 if they wanted. Which what else are you supposed to do against the bad team?
He's in flow state. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes it's a real thing. It's like March Madness teams getting going and Flacco in the playoffs when they win the Super Bowl. Sometimes you just need a couple good games in a row. You build your confidence, and then all the physical tools that you have can actually start to kick in, and it becomes natural.
The AFC South, as much as we make fun of it, is like so much better than what we thought the AFC North was going to be. The AFC North is cool because you have Lamar and Burrow, the Steelers, Rodgers. The Browns are like the weird derpy dragon in the meme. But
Thank you for saying Rodgers is cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, just throwing you a bone. I mean, now that Stroud is there with like the best defense or like an elite defense, and then you have Lawrence playing like this, like it's actually pretty interesting. You guys, Liam Cohen wouldn't have came to the Giants if they fired Dable, right? He wouldn't have came. No. I don't have to worry about this.
No.
Okay,
no
cool.
shot.
Thanks. Cool. I feel better actually knowing that. Any other Oppenheimers?
I want to shout out the Bears run game just quickly. The Bears boat raced the Browns 31-3. Another team that's like, they're playing a bad team. It doesn't necessarily mean that much that they beat the Browns, but this is what you're supposed to do to bad teams. They absolutely freaking dominated them in an 8-degree Chicago day. Like, I mean, I imagine every time you get hit, it just hurts like hell. It's freaking cold. And the Bears rushed for 142 yards and 2 touchdowns on 33 runs. I just think the Bears run game is really cool. I think DeAndre Swift actually looks really good lately. He's been making some pretty incredible plays. Maybe it's partly due to the scheme is just like perfect for what he does. But they're another team that just, they have the foundation for, they can run the ball. They take the ball away on defense. And they have a quarterback that can kind of make some plays when the chips are all down. Like Caleb Williams has been kind of like Bo Nix this year, where he's like really good in the fourth quarter. When they really need a bucket, he can go out and get it. He's not necessarily been the cleanest quarterback all season, but you know he's been good enough. And they have 10 wins this year after what they did last year. After the freaking
they lost 10 in a row.
After the offseason they had. I mean, this is pretty incredible what the Bears are doing. I know that people don't necessarily believe in them really, but Ben Johnson is fucking legit. This is a real. They're going to go to the playoffs, and I think they're the type of team that could win a game in the playoffs at least.
I very much believe in Ben Johnson and Caleb, and even if it doesn't happen this year, long term, I am buying stock for sure.
The Bears secondary, every individual player in there is cool, and again, big week for number 1 quarterbacks in the draft that we've tagged as generational with early struggles that then absolutely rocked a really, really horrible team.
I mean, his throw to DJ Moore was fucking, I don't even know how. I don't know if he meant to do that, but it was freaking incredible.
That was the longest I've ever seen a pass that worked. I didn't think the pass would work for 99% of the time.
Right.
Like only when DJ Moore landed.
He like emerged from the crowd. It was crazy.
The whole time I was like, that was stupid.
The other thing that I thought that was really funny about this game is there's fucking pigeons on the field at Soldier Field for
you can't talk about the Browns that way.
Almost the whole game. It was like they kept like getting scattered about like you're in St. Mark's Square in Venice or something. Like it was like there's pigeons everywhere and they were just like eating the seeds or something. I don't know what was going on. I've never seen that.
Those city birds are built different, man.
Dude,
They
you
really
can't
are. They
scare
don't
them
give a
away. You can't
Different.
scare them away.
It's like when you're driving down the road and a crow is like eating some dead animal on the road, and you're like, you have to like pull up and lay on the horn for them to leave. They're like, go around.
Dude,
why are
I'm
you
eating
honking at horns? Why are you honking at crows?
You want me to just fucking run over a crow like nothing? I'm not gonna just like run it over.
Does it make you feel any differently knowing that they would run over you immediately if they could?
I don't understand this.
Makes me feel superior.
Oh, okay.
They just fly away.
He's saying they don't.
No, I'm saying sometimes
The
they
ones
don't.
in the middle of the road, you don't think they
Yes.
fly away?
Well, he said when they're eating something else, when they're eating, they won't
Sometimes.
fly away.
I've had to like slow down dramatically sometimes because I'm
Dude,
like, get the fuck out of the way.
Have you ever thought you're training the crows to just alpha you?
Okay, never mind. Heifetz is just gonna.
Have you?
fucking-
That's not,
Heifetz is gonna squish him. He's New York, the New York guy.
Dude, the pigeons in New York, you can make contact with a pigeon in New York, it won't fly away.
dude. Yeah, you can't.
I'm walking you.
No, like you could like
No,
kind
they're
of
crazy.
touch it with your shoe at
Yeah.
like sitting outside at a restaurant. It kind of won't move.
No.
Yeah, you don't have to kick it per se.
Do
but
you know
just
that
kind of guide it away with your foot.
peregrine falcons, which they reach like the fastest animals in the world because they fly it, they just dive bomb. They're more successful hunting in Manhattan than they are in the wild because there's so many fucking pigeons. So they just dive
They
bomb
just
with its.
eat the pigeons.
They just skyscraper dive bomb vertically, and they just eat pigeons on like the 40th floor of all the skyscrapers where they think they're.
Oh,
safe.
they dive bomb to the skyscrapers and grab the birds that are sitting on top of the skyscrapers?
Yeah, they like use skyscrapers as covers because the pigeons aren't used to any like animals being able to get them like 30 or 40 floors up, and the
Wow.
falcons just crush the pigeons.
This is like what happened with the bears today. The bears were just trampling all over these poor pigeons.
Well, I mean, now they know
should've
to get out of
moved.
the way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't run over a crow. I just feel like they fly away when the cars come. They
No,
don't.
I'm not saying they don't. Sometimes they do.
Crows are smart.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the wrong side of a crow. They recognize you. They remember you.
I saw this Instagram reel of a guy who's training crows to give them money and bring money back. And also, a guy saved a crow. Like he pulled it out, and the crow flew back with like a bunch of shit for him. Got him a lighter, and the guy used the lighter and liked it. So the crow kept bringing him fucking lighters. It was like, thank you.
So I'm talking about. I'm not trying to run over any crows.
It's so over. We're so back. I mean, generational prospects certainly back between Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts. You know, pretty big generational prospects are back. I also think defensive laterals are back.
Ooh.
That was a good play. It was not even a lateral. It was a handoff.
I went 20 years wondering why Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were the only people who could do the coolest thing ever, which was getting a turnover and fucking pitching, running the option down the
Dude,
field.
Can I just say the Van Noy one was awesome? I think the Giants one was cooler and more
Yeah.
impressive and more coordinated and organized. There was multiple. One was a lateral. I think one was a handoff. That was so well done. That was amazing.
It was cool. And then
I think I
don't
missed this play. What happened?
I don't know if any of it ended up counting because I think they said that Abdul Carter was
Oh, okay.
Abdul Carter forced a couple fumbles, but they did. Abdul Carter and I think Javon Holland orchestrated. It was very like they kind of did like an old school Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, like, you know, circus act where they just ran the ball back like 50 yards by tossing it back
It
and
was
forth.
like the Harlem Globetrotters or whatever.
Yeah. Whereas the Van Noy one was the kind of like, I'm too old for this shit. Like,
yeah,
you
he's
do
like,
it,
you take it.
you fucking do it. It's like
And
telling
then
you
he
to
scored
turn to
a
get a
touchdown.
coffee. But teams should do this more. I don't know why they don't. I don't know why they stopped. So it's back.
I agree.
It's like the hook and ladder, which is like a little bit kind of a thing again. We need to bring back the handoff and the lateral.
I think it'll be back now because it looked cool this week. Teams are going to see it. Any other? What else is so back, Craig?
A mini, we're so back. Brian Thomas, a little bit. 2 good games in a row. Once again,
Scored
much
a
like
touchdown
Trevor
today.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
it's like Kevin Nealon in Happy Gilmore. Flow state, find it, harness it, block out good, bring in block out bad, bring in good. Like he is kind of like, it feels like he has a little more confidence in his hands when he caught the touchdown. I always like to look at what receivers do after they catch the pass or catch the touchdown, and like the anger that like he let out. I liked that. Showed me that he wanted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he cares.
He cares. I think I'm going to be in on Brian Thomas next year. I think he's going to be a tremendous buy low.
I think that Liam Cohen tried using Brian Thomas almost like, for lack of a better example, like Chris Godwin, because Liam Cohen came from Tampa, and that wasn't right.
Yeah.
And they got Jacoby Myers, and Jacoby's more of the Chris Godwin guy, and Brian Thomas is closer to the Mike Evans.
Yeah, just send him deep.
Send him fucking deep, man.
Send him
And-
home.
Dingers. Send him home.
Send him home. Send him home.
His bags are packed.
He's got his
ticket.
airline ticket.
TK, who else is back?
Just want to shout out the Saints, who aren't that bad. They're not the worst team in the NFL.
Wait, so are they back? What do you mean?
Not so bad.
They're not back, but they're not that bad, is what I'm saying. We're so back because remember how in the offseason I was like all about the Saints, and because I was just trying to push back against the narrative.
So your take is so back.
We're so back. We're so back that the Saints aren't that bad. If that makes any sense to you.
I think Tyler Shuck leads the league in me thinking there's no fucking way they're going to get this first down, and they do.
And then he does. He's actually pretty fast.
Yeah,
he kind of scrambles around a lot.
He's not that bad. I kind of felt this way like last year about Spencer Rattler. I was like, maybe Spencer Rattler's not that bad, and he ended up being terrible.
I think Tyler Shuck is by far the fastest quarterback I've ever seen who used like 3 medical red shirts in college.
You know.
Right. He set a new record this week for the fastest guy that had 4 medical red shirts in college. Did you guys ever watch Beer Fest?
Yeah.
You know the scene where they're like, and guess what? We're not that drunk. And then they just start cheering. We're not that drunk. We're not that drunk. That's kind of what I think of the Saints. They're not that bad. They've won 4 games this year.
Yep.
They just beat the Panthers, who beat the Rams. So by transitive property, they're better than the Rams.
Sure.
Is that the right term? Transitive property? Whatever. They have the Jets, Titans, and Falcons to finish out the year. They could win 7 games, guys.
We can do this.
Back.
So wait, hold on. Let's do this. So the Titans beat the Cardinals, who beat the Cowboys, who beat the Eagles. How high can we
beat
have
the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? They were up like 30 points in the
That
Super
was
Bowl
this year.
It was this year.
All right, this calendar year.
So the Titans are maybe the best team.
Super Bowl team?
Yeah.
The Panthers are having the weirdest season of.
Can we say it's so over
team.
for the Panthers? They lost the fucking Saints.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bucks are hand delivering the division to the Panthers, and they can't take it. They won't.
They're like, no, I'm good. They're like,
I don't want it.
You take it.
Yeah.
You take it and run with it. I'm tired.
If you just pull up the standings, you look at the AFC North and the NFC South, and it's like, again, it's the derpy dragon in the meme where it's like, I mean, the Patriots have 11 wins and the Steelers have 7. And then it's like the same in the NFC where it's like the Bucks and Panthers are just tied at 7-7. And the NFC West is the Rams and Seahawks both have 11 wins. And one of these teams is going to play a road game in the fucking playoffs with like 12 or 13 wins as a wild card. And then the NFC South is going to host a playoff game.
I think the hardest decision of the offseason is what do you do with Bryce Young? I think it's the hardest quarterback decision because I think like Kyler Murray, you don't want him.
They keep him. They keep him for a year, but like,
dude, that's brutal.
Because he's like $10 million. He was
I know.
the number 1 pick.
But you're not doing anything with him.
It's like a purgatory situation because they know he's not the answer.
But like, you're just entering another season knowing that this is not the guy.
I think that's okay though, because I think that the Panthers can build an infrastructure that someone else could work there. So it's like if you have Ted McMillan, Jalen Coker's a good number 2, and then you have a pretty good offensive line that isn't that old actually. If you end up replacing him, like that's actually a pretty good environment for someone else to succeed. Like it's like actually they have a lot of young pieces there.
Yeah, but
I know that's not
that
sexy, but
patient is the thing.
It's just like they're just going to go like 7-10 next year, and it's like okay.
We have to get to an important version of America's favorite segment right now, but it's pretty somber. Fart or Shart.
It's kind of funky.
Take it, it's time on this one.
This is Baby making music.
Is this a John Mayer album?
Body's a Wonderland.
Out on the seas of fantasy, drifting through absurdity.
This is Yacht Rock.
Is it a breeze or a storm in the dark? Far to shine.
This is really good.
This is a John Mayer album, I think.
This is Christopher Cross.
Yeah. This is
Wow, there's a whole song here.
so let's just lean back and listen. Everybody enjoy it,
Yeah.
I hope this is 4 minutes.
Gamble every time you embark. Far to shine.
Do you think this is AI?
Whispering
Better not be. Kai just texted us. There's another minute and a half.
What is happening?
We cannot. Get a fade button. Fade it out.
No. Let the boy watch.
Oh, this song's good.
Can't play.
I don't know why. My instincts are like, we're going to get sued, but we're not.
I'm
know,
also
like, we're playing
wondering-
too
I'm like,
many-
yeah, no, we can't do this. But I think we can.
Yeah, we can.
Dude, it's the Family Guy joke. He's a cheeseburger.
This is some incredible harmonies.
This is pretty good.
There's another minute and a half.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
I think I want to make this the intro of the show. We should come out to this at live shows. Man, this is a vibe. We should actually play. I love that
We're
we're
gonna
doing
put
the
this on
pod
the
while
list.
this music is just playing.
There's a minute and a half interlude,
Dude.
Craig.
So
It's like-
amazing.
This is only
Karaoke.
track one. I want at our next live show, we should have only the Farter Sharts play as like the
That's
lead
a
up
good
music before we go on.
Yeah.
It's just every Farter Shart compiled into a playlist.
And then all the poor wags who get dragged to there with their husbands are just going to be like, I'm leaving you.
And they're like, no, wait, one
No,
of them's
this
really good.
rips.
One of
This
them's
rips.
really, like
This is
one of
great.
them's like smooth jazz. Just hold on, it's coming. That was remarkable. That was so
wild.
good.
That was
I'm
a
very
journey.
curious if someone made that with AI or if they like actually recorded that whole thing.
Whoever made that, email us and tell us how you made
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
that was fucking incredible.
That was unbelievable. Please contact us immediately.
I want to listen to the lyrics because I feel like we were talking a lot.
Dude,
The lyrics were really good.
there's like a very decent chance that I'm just like driving to the office tomorrow playing that.
Hell yeah.
That's good.
I'm in a pretty good mood now.
I feel good. I feel like I could have a beer.
That guy innovated. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna play some jams. We're not going gross with it.
Yeah. That was visionary.
There wasn't one fart noise in that whole song.
No.
That was incredible. Well done. All right. Well, I mean, now I feel kind of bad asking this, but DK, it's now we're just relaxing. But I gotta ask you a
Cripes.
question, DK.
Okay.
Raiders lost to the Eagles today, 31-0. Best game the Eagles played all year. So added to the list. I would argue that 5 different teams this year. 6 different teams this year had their single best game of the season versus the Raiders, which is pretty horrific. Like a third of your schedule had the best game they played all year versus you. So DK, Pete Carroll,
Uh-huh.
is this season a fart and you bring Pete Carroll back? Or is this season a Shart and the Raiders fire Pete Carroll after this season, his first season?
Pete Carroll's the only coach in the NFL where the question fart or shark could be taken literally as well.
I would
Maybe that's
say
why he
not
sits,
the only one.
stands like that on the sideline.
I mean, I think this is a Shart. I think, however, they don't have the money to change into new pants. Is their problem? They're like on like a boat cruise, like a cocktail hour boat cruise. There's nowhere they can go. They've sharted and they're stuck on that damn boat. And what do they do now? Do you jump in the water to try and salvage something?
What is the football equivalent to getting your head coach depends to where? What is that? Is that a great offensive coordinator? Is that bringing in a Kubiak? What
It
is
might
that?
have to be selling 8% of your team to a private equity firm or the Saudi Arabian sovereign wealth fund so that you can get the money to just get a different coach.
Mm.
I mean, or they could just keep Pete Carroll.
You
And
could.
continue to be bad. What did Austin send a tweet that was like the Raiders are the only team to be shut out twice in one season?
Yes, I was going to read that next. The Raiders were shut out twice this season. One, I think it was 31-0 both times, but the Chiefs and the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Eagles. The last team to be shut out twice in the same season was the Browns in 2000, which was like an expansion team. That was an expansion team. The Browns were added back to the NFL in 1999 that's an expansion team.
So unequivocally a Shart.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I know that sounds like dramatic, but I would seriously argue the Colts, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Commanders, the Browns, and honestly, maybe the Cowboys Their best game, all those teams played all year, was versus the Raiders.
They got to play the Texans defense next week.
I'm just saying, like, you're going to keep this guy. He's the oldest coach in the NFL. You're going to take the long view? Anyway, I have
we
the
stop
same.
saying he's the oldest coach thing. Like, he's just, they're bad. All right.
But that's my point. So if
is it because he's old?
It's not about because he's old. I'm saying if the oldest coach
I don't
in the
think it's
NFL,
because he's old.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not saying necessarily. I don't think it's not unrelated. I'm saying if he has made you the least competitive team in the league in the present, what's the long-term argument for the oldest coach in the history of pro football? If the argument for the present,
I understand what you're saying. I think my point is just more like Pete Carroll has an incredible amount of energy. I don't understand why being old is the deal. Maybe he's just not a good coach anymore. Maybe the NFL has left him behind or whatever, but like he has enough energy. I just, maybe he did poop his pants though. I don't know. Maybe he does need Depends.
I have another farter shirt. Should we play the whole song again? Just do another 4 minute.
I mean, I would love to. I'm going to be doing that.
Whole song.
We'll do it at the end. I have the same question, but for Zach Taylor and the Bengals. The Bengals were shut out today again by the 24-0 by the Ravens. Were they also shut out this season twice? No, sorry. No, I just meant that was a wrong. It's late at night. I meant another team was shut out.
I couldn't believe they got shut out.
I think it's actually more embarrassing to get shut out by a team you played 2 weeks ago. I think that's odd.
I believe, I could be wrong. I think I saw a stat that the Bengals were inside the opponent, the Ravens' 35-yard line 4 times, and they left with 0 points.
Yes. And so maybe that's a fake shutout, but regardless, the Bengals were officially eliminated from playoff contention this year. Or sorry, like they're not going to make it. I know that was kind of already long gone, but like the reality is the Bengals made the Super Bowl 4 years ago. Then the conference title again. The Bengals have now gone 3 years in a row without making the playoffs. DK,
wow, is that right? Damn.
They have not made the playoffs in 3 seasons. Fart or Shart for Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Bengals. Do you think Zach Taylor should they keep Zach Taylor for the entirety of Joe Burrow's career, the only coach Joe Burrow's ever had? Or do you think the Bengals should fire Zach Taylor this season?
This is hard because Burrow was hurt for most of the season, so I feel like it's a little unfair. But yeah, it feels like a Shart. Like, were you just saying that they didn't make the playoffs for the last 3 years? I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. That's crazy. Like, I mean, I knew that, but still, that's just with Burrow at quarterback and Chase and Higgins. It's pretty tough.
All these seasons where like they're underperforming, Burrow just gets hurt. Like that's not Zach Taylor's fault. I feel like
that's why I feel like it's.
But what does he bring?
Fair.
What does he bring? Like Joe Burrow got hurt, and like again, when Jordan Love got hurt, Malik Willis. Matt LaFleur went 2-1 with Malik Willis. Like, even the Texans built a system where Davis Mills could go 3-0. I know that's mostly the defense, but I'm just saying, when the Bengals lost Joe Burrow, Jake Browning came in, and Jake Browning was like the worst quarterback, was so bad they had to trade for a quarterback from a division rival. I don't know. He knew Zach Taylor's system for like 3 years. So I don't know. It's, every now and then you get a little peak, and you're like, I don't understand. He's
definitely one of the more established coaches in the league that has like no defining quality.
He's Matt Damon in Ocean's 11 when he goes in and he's like, you meet them, they like you. The moment you're out of their sight, they couldn't tell you one thing about it.
Never think about you again. Yeah.
Never think about you again. Okay. Intrusive Thoughts.
Wait. I have a new game I want to play in Fart or Shart. DK, we're going to play a little game called Puke or Fluke.
Okay.
And I want to talk about Josh Allen throwing up on the sideline of today's game. And then in his presser, you know, Josh Allen famously, if you may or may not know this, Josh Allen throws up before or during every single game. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He's done that since high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is
literally
that,
every game.
Yeah. How do you like that? Is that kind of cool to you?
No.
Like manly, tough? Or is that actually the opposite and is a bit of an ick?
I mean, it makes me a little bit worried about him, about his health. Can't be
just
good
his
for
throat.
You. Yeah.
Heartburn.
But you're not worried about that. You're not worried about Josh Allen.
That doesn't make me think he's like tougher or whatever. No.
That's not a cool quality to you.
No.
I think it was funny when he was bad, and it's cool now that he's good.
Do you think I think it's pretty interesting. Like Bill Hader famously threw up before every SNL. And I think it's very fascinating that people who get to the highest level still, like Josh Allen is the MVP of the league, and he's still throwing up because there's like some biological urge. Is that like nerves manifesting themselves subconsciously, and you are preparing yourself physically for the game by throwing up without even, wanting to or needing to? That's just your body's like natural reaction. I just find that to be incredibly like weird, to be honest.
Yeah, the short version is yes, I think you're right. It's body over mind. And I think it's a mix of nerves and all that stuff. And I also think that all these guys have to have some kind of, it is a psychological transformation to go and play football. Like they all kind of have to become someone else. And some guys like it's characters in movies. Ray Lewis was in his head would cosplay as fucking Maximus Meridian, the gladiator from the movie Gladiator. Like that's why he would do the whole thing. He made that up. Like I wrote a story about they all become the Joker or whatever, or Batman. But like I think everyone has their own little thing, and sometimes he needs to literally just throw up. But I don't know. It's like everyone has their weird way to get ready and just do that. But you're right. It's weird. But I think that the answer is it's not Josh Allen, the MVP, is throwing up. It's Josh Allen, the 9th grade quarterback who got put on varsity for the first time, is throwing up. And then it just becomes a routine. And then suddenly, like, these guys are such creatures of habit that they all do the exact same thing on game day, like every time.
Yeah.
And then it just suddenly, like, he can't play without throwing up.
I was going to say, do you think it's gotten to the point where he needs to throw up to feel comfortable to play in the game?
Yeah, he said that today, which that part I'd never heard. He said, if I don't get enough out before the game, it comes out in the fourth quarter. I didn't know that.
Crazy.
I just knew he threw up before every game.
It's got to come out one end. A lot of people shit when they're nervous.
Well, DK, you throw up your quesadilla before every pod.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, before every pod.
Just vomiting.
I like how you were specific with what food I'm throwing up.
It's the only food I know you.
Yeah,
I know
right.
for sure that you eat every.
You're right. I did. I ate one today.
Remember that time DK was like, I think steak in a quesadilla would be weird?
Yeah, it's like, no, not for that.
No, I don't think it'd be weird. I just prefer it without it.
Well, you like kind of like scoffed at. You're like, no
You
way.
scoff.
Steak in a quesadilla?
No, I
Get
know that
crazy.
people do that. No, I don't think it's weird that people do that.
I mean, you just
personally
would never
think
do
it's
it yourself.
worse. I think it's worse with the steak in there.
It is funny though that like steak in a quesadilla, steak, cheese, tortilla, great. But if somebody's like, would you like some cheese on your steak? You'd be like, no.
What about blue cheese?
On your steak? I mean,
Some people do that.
Oh, the
Yeah.
blue cheese crust. I will say,
but
now
like,
that I'm
you know,
lactose.
traditionally, if someone's like, you want
cheddar
melted cheddar
cheese.
cheese on your steak? You're like, fuck no.
Well, this is
Yeah.
this is my thing with lobster. I think
What is
lobster
this, a diner?
crazy, which is like lobster ends up being the most expensive thing on the menu. And they're like, yeah. So deshell it yourself and then dip it in liquid butter. And it's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Lobster's like the biggest scam in the history of food, in my opinion.
dip this. You're going to pay $60 to dip something in liquid butter so it tastes good.
It's a marketing ploy. Lobster used to be like peasant food, and then they like changed the marketing around it. It was like MJ and Scottie Pippen, and then they're like,
Instead
actually,
of-
we're going to tell you this is
Yeah.
for this is a high class meal, and we're going to start charging $40 a pound.
That's what I'm trying to do with quesadillas, Craig.
Yeah, but no
You're gonna
steak
dip
in
them
them,
in
just
liquid butter.
cheese.
Yeah, the less the better. Less is more.
I worry. I think we've had this exact exchange in this exact order.
Oh,
before.
easily.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, actually.
Crab is better than lobster.
Crab is harder though. Crab is a mess. If you actually got to do the shelling yourself, the little hammers and stuff, it's a fucking mess.
At least you get a little hammer though. That's fun.
It is fun to get a little hammer.
You also get like little scissors.
Half the price, you get a hammer.
Little hammer. Oh my God. I did a seafood boil in North Carolina. We had a great time. Shout out Outer Banks. We did a seafood boil. They gave little buckets and everything. Come on. I did it again the next week. My family were on vacation. And I spent a lot of money at this seafood place. Like a lot of money.
How much?
It was like hundreds of dollars. It was like a lot of food. It was like for a big group
Hundreds
of people.
dollars.
Okay.
And I asked if they would, and there was a lot of issues with the order. And I asked, like, because we'd already done the money online and everything. And the hammers were $2. And the store was closed or whatever. And I asked, would you throw in the hammer? And they were like, no.
Classic Heifetz.
No.
And I was like,
Come on.
well, this
One
is when I
hammer?
went back. They forgot something and I had to drive back to the place like 20 minutes.
Now will you throw in the hammers?
And well, no, this is when I asked. I was like, could you throw in the hammer? They're like, no. And I was like, man. They're like, well, the register's closed. I'm like, well, the register, you know what? It doesn't matter.
It's fun. I love using the hammer. We should rank the most fun food tools to use while eating.
Crab hammer is high.
Like the nutcracker's kind of fun, like the chestnut walnut cracker.
I like that.
Yeah.
Those are kind of
That's
fun.
nice.
You know?
Garlic press.
Oh, the garlic press is good.
The garlic presses, yeah, that's
Kinda
definitely pretty
satisfying.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cheese
Like almost,
graters.
like primal.
Cheese grater's okay.
I like the one where you put it down, but I think the handhelds, I'm always very wary. I feel like I'm gonna fuck it. Like zesting a lemon, I'm like kind of dangerous.
I know. I like the lemon juicer. That's fun.
Yeah,
Mm.
very, very, very
Yeah,
satisfying.
juicing a
Rolling
lemon with
pins.
that one. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's the show.
Christ.
Any other intrusive thoughts?
Yeah, football's too long, I've decided. There's too many weeks. And I think every sport we've backed ourselves into a
weeks.
predicament here because I think we all know that every sport's too long. They should all be shorter. The NBA 82 is insane. 162 baseball, crazy. Football getting longer, ridiculous. And you can't shorten them because you make less money. But everything would be better if they were all shorter. There'd be less injuries. It would just be better. I'm watching these guys drop like flies in week 15, and now no Micah Parsons in the playoffs, no Devontae Adams for a month. Puka Nakua's, getting in the tent every other week.
Off the
Yeah,
turf.
Mahomes is out. I'm like, it doesn't need to be this long. I'd make it 10 weeks. Give them 2 buys, make it 10
a nice
weeks.
round number, 10 weeks.
Yes, give them 2 buys, 10 weeks. Then we do the playoffs. It's better that way. Give me 37 NBA games. I'd watch all of them. Everybody would.
You're 100% right, though. It's like they just painted themselves into a corner because
Yes.
they have to have this many games.
There will be less money. There's just no way
Right.
around it. There will be less money if you reduce the games. So what do? You going to charge more for tickets? What are you
playing
going to do? Are they going to pay more for the TV rights for less games? No.
You probably could pay more. You probably could charge more for the tickets for the games if there's fewer games.
But you're not going to make as much money.
Right.
What's the right number?
For what sport?
Football.
What? I don't know, 12?
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's a particularly upsetting number because the
I feel
Giants
like
have
you
started 2-10 for like 3 years in a row.
If you
I don't like that.
if you cut the length of the baseball season in half,
Mhm.
would anyone be upset?
Well, Ryan O'Hanlon, who was
Or
an
not
editor
the
at the
length,
Ringer,
but the number of games.
The length would be interesting if you had to fit 162 games into half the time. Now I might be interested.
You're
in
playing
that.
double
that'd
headers
be
every
kind
day.
of cool.
Triple
No,
headers.
but dude, Deacon, do you remember talking to Ryan about this? He was like, if the baseball just had they had the football schedule. They had 16 weeks. They played once a week.
It'd
And
be
you
the
had
best-
one
Be the
starting
best
pitcher.
sport.
Oh,
Yeah.
and
And you
best
just-
sport.
And you're like, every game mattered. You're like, oh my God, we would lock the fuck in for baseball. Like every Sunday afternoon in the summer was just like a baseball team was playing.
It's really the secret sauce. I mean, the brutality of football saved it because I know obviously people like the violence and they want to watch that stuff. But if there were 16 basketball games a year,
Yeah.
16 baseball games a year, and there were 160 football games a year, it'd be flipped.
The nature of the sport happened like it was people like violence, but yeah, the nature of football skewed it toward a schedule that ended up really being the winning formula.
The scarcity drives the demand, and football has benefited more than anything off that. And it's like, why baseball? No one cares until the playoffs.
Right time, right place. Kind of like how the Chiefs ended up winning in this really small environment in the NFL where like running the ball didn't matter a ton and that like just passing the ball as an extension of the running game was enough to win the Super Bowl without being able to stop the run, and the Chiefs aren't going to win a Super Bowl again. But that's a different conversation we'll have later.
Okay.
Anyway,
Speaking of the sport being too long and too many games and too many injuries, at what point do we start asking ourselves if Jackson Dart is going to have a long career where he can flourish?
welcome to the party, pal. 2 months ago.
Dude, I saw this Jordan Ronan posted this. Dart has now been checked for a concussion in half of his starts, in 50% of his starts. And that doesn't necessarily mean he got a concussion, but it means he got
Well,
his bell rung enough that they're like checking for it on the sideline.
DK,
in
he's
half
played
of his
10
games.
starts. You're not saying he's been to the Blue Tent in 5 games, are you?
I think he's probably been to the tent more than that for other things.
He has. No, it's been 5 games, but he's been there fucking 8 times, which is unbelievable.
It's just worrisome because he's, the type of guy who says he doesn't want to change how he plays. I don't know. That was just like, I was thinking that today. I'm like, man, I hope that we're not having that tough discussion about him, whether he should like keep playing at some point, because it's just like, it's starting to get really worrisome.
This was the problem with Scadaboo. When Scadaboo was playing, the whole thing was, well, if he gets concussed, how will we know?
Right.
But Dart has to call the plays. No, I agree. It's awful. It's just my kingdom for someone who can just do with Dart what Liam Cohen has done with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But yeah, I while we're here, can I tell you just another random thing about the Giants just absolutely mangling the back end of their roster because they're fucking idiots and they actually grow dumber by the week.
On the
anyone
level
from the
of
Giants
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Another can't believe he doesn't play for the Giants. Just the latest saga. Shout out to Dan Dugan at The Athletic, who does an amazing job covering how stupid the Giants are and how insane their management, their team is. Again, I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand this happens. And if anyone from the Giants is listening, please email me at ringerfantasyfootball@gmail.com. I swear I will keep it anonymous. Just fucking explain to me what the fuck I am missing. Their punt returner, Gunnar Olszewski, has a concussion. He is in concussion protocol. The Giants have not one, but 2 punt returners on their practice squad. They do not elevate either of the guys to the active roster for the punt returning. Gunnar Olszewski does not clear protocol. So then they have to have Javon Holland, who is their starting safety, returns punts. Javon Holland, until last week, had not returned a punt in 3 years. So why do you have 2 punt returners on your practice squad if when your punt returner is injured, you will not actually play either of them? Because to me, that feels like something's off. Seems a little weird. Anyway,
this is
every week. The kicker's hurt. They don't sign a kicker. The punt returner's hurt. They have a punt returner. They don't play it. It's like, what the fuck are they doing?
Didn't Wan'Dale Robinson return punts in college? Why doesn't he do it?
I don't know. Probably because he tore his fucking
because he's their
ACL.
starting receiver. Oh wait,
yeah,
sorry.
they need him. Because most people run. Craig, I do not know. I do not know. Javon Holland had not returned a punt in 3 years. Until
some teams have. I mean, like Ladd McConkey returns punts. Sometimes they do that. Receivers.
I couldn't tell you. 2 punt returners of the practice squad. The guy gets hurt. They don't play either. Anyway, that's all right.
What are those guys there for?
That is my question.
Who are they?
Okay, why the fuck are they on the team?
Nepo,
what are we doing here?
Nepos, probably.
Phil Rivers was activated from the practice squad before the Giants punt returners when the punt returner
Who are these giant punt returners?
It's the guy it's Gibson from the Jets, who remember he returned the punt when the Bills Jets game when Rodgers wasn't there and he won the game on the walk-off. Like Xavier Gibson, he's a good punt returner.
Gibson with a P, right?
Gibson. Yes, Gibson with a P. Yeah. And I forget the other one. But like actual talented special team
they're not like, these aren't guys that they're developing as future starters at receiver. They're there because they can return punts.
No, I believe Xavier Gibson was like an all-pro punt returner.
Cool.
Cool. They didn't sign him. It doesn't matter. Just like why do I have 7 stories of them not playing people? Why do I have this?
Here's the important thing. They lost.
I hate them. I hate this fucking team.
I wonder when you'll be able to root for them.
Number 1 pick. Pretty cool.
I mean, you are on track to have the number 1 pick.
No, they're going to, because they play the Raiders in week 17. They're going to beat them.
Ooh, and then the Raiders will get the number 1 pick?
Oh, I'm sure. I think the Giants will beat the Raiders, right?
Ooh, the Raiders are going to take Fernando Mendoza. Him in Vegas is kind of a hilarious combination.
What's
right?
He's going to go to restaurants.
He's going to love the food.
He's like, all the ladies here are so nice.
They're so nice kind. Meanwhile, Diego Pavia, the videos of him and he wishes. Ick of the week. Did you guys see Trump doing the coin toss at Army Navy?
No.
Yes.
he didn't flip
bad
it.
Form. What
does he do the coin toss similar to how he shakes someone's hand?
Oh, the pull in,
like just
power move,
just insane.
Yeah,
it's more like the form. It's more like Phillip Rivers throwing a pass. Trump managed to do the coin toss at Army Navy.
So he did it basically like he's never done a coin toss in his life.
Yes, or never seen one.
He's
he
like, I don't think he's ever touched a coin.
He's probably never touched a coin.
They're all so heavy.
What are these things?
Like
What are
gold
these metal
doubloons.
things?
Yeah,
I
like
can.
Scrooge
You're
McDuck.
telling me I can pay with these for and acquire?
These are a fraction of a dollar?
How many millions are each of these worth? No, but he took the coin and he just floated it, and it just didn't flip over. It just like stayed and then just
Like a
landed.
knuckle.
And it never it's a knuckleball. It never
Oh,
at any
no.
point flipped. And then the ref looked down and just laughed. And they're like, all right, cool.
Don't they have any rules? If it's a coin doesn't actually fucking flip, you have to do it again?
Well,
I
it's
don't know
called
if
the
you noticed
coin,
this,
coin
DK, but
toss.
If
Oh,
Trump
that's true.
does something on
Yeah.
camera, the rules are kind of like, ah. So
I
no,
would have.
no.
I would have respected if they just handed him the coin and he went heads.
That
No,
would've
you have
been
to
pretty
flip
on
it.
brand.
No, I heard you. Heads. Okay, heads it is.
Yeah, do you think the ref's gonna be like, no? He'll be like, all right.
Dude, between this and Kenny Albert and John Vilma having him in the booth at that Washington game where they was like, Kenny Albert had to throw to a break and Trump was just like telling a story. Oh my God.
It's hard, man. That's like the Manning cast every week.
Oh yeah. Oh, well,
Them-
that don't even get me started.
Them
on that.
figuring out how to cut to a break with the guest, and there's still a delay. I don't know why there's a delay.
It's bizarre.
It's crazy.
With
There's
the
still a delay.
technology that we have.
It's like I'm talking to my mom in my car on Bluetooth, and it's like, no, you go, you go, you go. I can't believe there's a delay on the Manning cast. I just can't. It's crazy.
The other ick of the week, Scott Hansen on Red Zone today was like, Kenny, pick it to lock it. Usually got to pick it to unlock it. And Jackie just goes, ugh.
Get a load of this guy.
Get a load of this guy. That's when you know you've lost the crowd.
And we head to Philadelphia, where the Eagles are flying the Raiders back home to Vegas.
Oh my God.
My ick of the week, which is Slash. I'm going to bring in a rewatchables category. The Ruffalo Hannah Rubinek Partridge Overacting Award. Tyler Shuck today, impressively, he slid at the end of the game at a crucial moment of the game. Got hit kind of late in the slide. Not really. He wasn't hit that hard. For a brief second, was totally fine. And then kind of realize in the moment, oh, wait, if it looks like I'm hurt, they might throw a flag. And then kind of flops over like a fish and starts to kind of like hold his head. And it worked. And they called the flag. And it was not a late hit. And it was not hitting the head. And it worked. And you have to give it to him. But it was some real overacting.
It's like a soccer move. Get the spray.
Like, it was so clear. I watched the play one single time in the moment, and you could immediately tell he got hit, realized he got hit, and that he could get a flag maybe, and then after a second of clearly seeming fine, started to flop on the ground like he was in pain.
The way he kind of like, it looked like when a kid points a finger gun at you and he's like, Tom Brady actually said absolute piss missile on television this week.
Craig really called it with the absolute thing.
Oh, it's real.
He throws an absolute in there every day or every time. But this one, I don't remember if I've ever heard him say this. He said absolute piss missile.
Yeah.
He managed to make me cringe even when he used one of my favorite expressions.
It wasn't
you know
cool.
what I mean? Like,
no, he made it not cool.
it's like, oh God, now is that what I sound like? He also kind of like lingered on the S's. If you listen to it, it was like he's talking in like a snake voice or something. He was like, piss missile.
It's like Slytherin.
Yeah, it's like straight out of Harry Potter.
Every big play, his voice is completely shot. It's like he just got out of a concert. He's like, Puka! Like, God damn. Devontae!
Absolute piss missile.
Did you guys hear him talking about milking cows today?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. So the end of the Rams-Lions game, where the game wasn't over. The Lions
I almost don't want the context of
the
this.
Lions have a chance. The context is it was like an important moment of the game. The game was the Lions had the ball with down 7. And Tom Brady starts saying, like, I don't know how they got into this, but Tom Brady's like, yeah, no, I did used to milk cows. And KB's like, ha. And Tom Brady's like, no. My mom's side in Minnesota, there was a small town of 300 people and we would milk cows. And one of my favorite things was we would pull the cream off the top of the pasteurization and get right in there with all the creamy dairy. And like, I love milking cows. It's one of my fondest memories. And then KB was like,
Third and 4.
it was crazy. Like the game was very much happening. And Tom Brady was just during the play talking about milking cows.
Brady's like, whoa, wait, I have a real human anecdote to give right now. Hold on. I'm not gonna miss this moment.
So I've been saving this for years.
Yeah, I've been waiting.
They told me it polled well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Piss missiles did pull well before this, but now I'm like out, I think.
Lucille Bluth, I don't understand the stat line. I won't respond to it award. I just had Liam Cohen is 4 wins away from being the 5th most wins in the history of the Jaguars as a coach.
What? Wait, what?
Liam Cohen is 4 wins off of being the 5th most winning head coach in Jaguars history.
I mean, how many coaches have there been?
Like 10, but he's been there for 3 months, so it's,
Oh my God.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. That's a great stat.
This is not a stat, really, but the stat, it kind of dovetails off a stat. The stat about Travion Henderson tying the rookie record for 50-yard touchdowns with Saquon Barkley and Lenny Moore, who was a running back from the 1950s. And I kind of looked into that.
Mm-hmm.
And his rookie season, he played for the Baltimore Colts, 1956 Baltimore Colts. I went through the roster. I won't give you the full situation. There's just 2 things I want to point out. Well, on the 1956 Colts, 4 guys named Dick.
Sure.
Pretty
Naturally.
good. And the center on the team's name was Buzz Nutter. 1956 Baltimore Colts, Buzz Nutter.
Nutter?
That's right. That is correct. And Buzz
What was
Nutter,
his real name?
His real name was Madison.
Oh, okay.
Madison Nutter. I guess he chose Buzz over Madison. And Buzz Nutter, after he played, he moved back to his hometown of La Plata, Maryland, and he started a beverage distribution company that he ran for 40 years.
Of course.
So.
Rivaled only Cloyce Box.
Yeah.
You think Buzz Nutter had some inadvertent whistles in his day?
No way. Buzz
Nutter.
Yeah, he had legendary stamina.
I think Buzz had too much whiskey in his blood to get a premature situation.
Buzz Nutter is pretty good.
Buzz Nutter. That sounds like I feel like I could buy a Buzz Nutter at the store tomorrow.
We should launch a beer and we call it Buzz Nutter.
Buzz Nutter is so good.
Buzz Nutter.
It sounds
that might be second. I mean, that's up there with Cloyce Box and Jug Herb.
Jug Herb and Cub Buck.
I think it's Cloyce Box, Fern Box, Cub Buck, Jug Herb, and Buzz Nutter. That's
a starting 5.
Yeah. Don't forget Beady Feathers.
Yo, Beady Feathers
spot in my heart for Beady Feathers.
Beady Feathers is off the bench.
He's a 6 man.
Buzz Nutter's the center.
We're gonna have to make we need to make a starting 11.
Oh shit. So good.
That's Jug Herb.
Cub Buck.
Wait,
Buck.
more
Jugger.
More research just came in about Buzz Nutter. Nutter was selected in the 12th round of the 1953 NFL draft to the Washington Redskins. He failed to make the team in the offseason and moved back to West Virginia to work in a steel mill.
Of course. He's in the mills.
Fuck yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Damn, they had 12 rounds back then?
Oh, they used to have 20, I think.
Man.
The only other, I don't understand the stat line. I won't respond to it. I just have to note this. The Jets have now tied the longest streak in NFL history without an interception. They already had it to start a year, but now they have just they have now played 14 straight games without an interception, which is the most on record since 1940. And I would like to point out that their coach was a cornerback.
Even though we talk about it all the time, it's like they're the butt of everyone's jokes. It does fly under the radar still, even a little, just how bad the Jets are all the time.
They don't have an interception.
Yeah.
They could go the entire year without one. That's never been close to done.
A cursed franchise. My brother's wife is from Cleveland, and I was just with her this weekend, and I was like, hey, maybe you get a good quarterback next year. You can have an early pick. Maybe you get a good quarterback. Things will work out. And she's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who we draft. It's not going to work.
Truly, what is it like to be a Jets fan? I can't imagine. I can't fathom it.
It is pretty. It's pretty grim.
we make fun of Heifetz, but he has 2 fucking Super Bowls
Yeah.
recently.
The Jets were so bad that Sean was like, I'm going to dedicate my life to watching movies because I don't want to watch football. I will spend all of my time watching movies so I don't have to watch football.
God.
Kind of smart.
Anything else?
This goes under the category of this just doesn't sound right, so I'm going to ignore it. Caleb Williams is now has the NFL record for fewest interceptions in a quarterback's first 1,000 career pass attempts.
Nope.
Just 12. It just doesn't. I don't believe you.
That's crazy, actually.
Plate or platter?
Plate or platter?
I don't believe you.
There's no way that's correct.
Check that one again. Burn book.
I got 2 for you.
Okay, please.
Tyler Warren
Oh, man. Wow.
That's actually a great one.
has single-digit points in 5 of his last 6 games. Excuse me, 6 of his last 7 games. Especially in a week where tight ends went off. Tyler Warren had 3 points today. He had 2 points last week. I don't know what he does for you anymore.
Fantasy's hard because you should have cut Tyler Warren after his bye in week 11. You should have cut him and just added Colby Parkinson.
I mean, Colston Loveland has outscored him by quite a lot. It's such an interesting. The season's so long because Tyler Warren was like a sensation at the beginning of the year.
It is reasonable to say that people will be drafting Colston Loveland ahead of Tyler Warren next year.
Well, only
unless
if
Phillip
Rivers is back. Yeah. Yeah. What about that?
That's true. I imagine
can you
he'll be
imagine?
back. He's having so much fun.
It's like he's getting out of the house. Feels amazing.
He's making a paycheck.
Who's your other burn book?
Ashton Genty.
I think it's Genty. I think it has to be Genty.
Genty's last 3 weeks, 6-4-9.
I think Genty has to be the burn book. Someone texted me was like, I want to bench him for Rico Dowdle.
He's the least reliable, quote unquote, bell cow first round pick of the year.
They're playing the Texans next week, I think.
I think it has to be Genty.
Yeah, they are in Houston next week.
No one who's drafted Ashton Genty is happy.
Correct.
That they did that.
Me
I think
in the Ringer League.
That's easy. Genty is. I can't believe he's made it this long.
It's been a
most impressive
Shart
thing he's done all year.
Shart for the Raiders.
Yes, it has. The only other thing I want to say to you guys before we leave is we were talking the other day about a Binturong. Remember the bear cat?
Yeah.
The Binturongs?
Yeah.
It's a cool looking animal.
Neither bears nor cats, but they're called bear cats.
Their Wikipedia says that, so they're a nocturnal mammal from Southeast Asia, known for its popcorn-like smell?
Oh, yeah. That was something a lot of people, I was talking about how the Binturong's the coolest looking animal. A lot of people sent me that fact. They smell like popcorn.
Do I get a Binturong?
You should.
I mean, yeah.
They're cute as hell.
I got to start a movie theater and have my logo be a Binturong.
Binturong's a pretty sick name, though.
It is. Bearcat is also cool.
Why do they smell like popcorn?
I don't know. Could someone email us and explain why these things smell like popcorn?
Why do they
Why
smell,
do they
like,
smell like
popcorn?
I love that we hear that and we're just like, yeah, sure. But then Caleb Williams has the fewest interceptions for like 1,000
Don't
pass
believe
attempts.
it.
We're like, no, that's got to be fake. All right. Thank you, DDK. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Austin. Thank you to Phil Rivers for, I don't know. He tried really hard.
No, screw you, Phil. I started Tyler Warren because of your ass. I thought you'd throw to him more.
Great.
You ruined my life.
Thank you, Lauren.
Lauren.
Thank you, Britney Spears.
Okay.
Wow.
Heifetz, you know that one, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. No.
Okay, cool.
What's your favorite song?
Mine?
Is it Hit Me Baby One More Time or is it Oops, I Did It Again?
Well, ironically, Craig, they're pretty much the same song.
They shockingly similar.
If you, I saw there was like someone did they laid them on top of each other or whatever. What do you call that? And the beats are very similar and like the chorus hits at almost the exact same time. So like the irony of naming it "Oops, I Did It Again" is probably because she just made the same song over.
Okay.
Craig's not
that was
moved
an
by that.
unnecessary takedown of a great pop song.
No, I like it.
No, he's right.
It reminds me of high school.
Crazy similar.
Every fucking pop song sounds the same. We're just going to decide Britney Spears is the first person to have a repetitive pop song? What are you talking about?
I did not. I never said derogatory. I thought it was a cool little story about
Look.
the name of the song.
I
One
asked
of the-
what song you liked.
Well, when we do the 1 second song challenge, which again, we should do soon. Maybe
I
we'll
like
do
Oops,
for
I Did
Christmas.
It Again.
The 1 second song challenge, I think one of them started with, what do we think is the easy? I think it started with, what's the most instantly recognizable song? Like that was kind of the genesis of it. It was like, what is the song that people could literally recognize in 1 second? And one of the ones we bopped around as maybe the most 1 second song was Toxic. As maybe like the easiest one to identify in 1 second.
Oh, I think Hit Me Baby One More Time is more identifiable than Toxic.
Really?
Yeah. Da-na-na. Everybody knows that. How does Toxic start?
That's like a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I think you can't get that in the second. I still remember back when we had music videos. I remember like the Oops, I Did It Again song. She was like doing like the played with your heart.
Were you a fan of the Britney Spears music videos?
Oh, I was like 17 at the time or something, probably.
So is she, sicko.
Well, she was my peer. What year was she born, actually?
Hold
I'm
on.
curious.
Dude, one of the funniest things I've seen all year was someone put up Britney Spears' Instagram captions next to Trump's posts on Truth Social. And they are like written in the same voice.
Craig, Britney
Yeah,
Spears is older than
shockingly
me,
similar.
so shut it.
I'm just a joke, all right? You don't have to get too defensive. Jeez.
I think he doth protest too much.
Yeah. It was totally fine, okay?
It was fine at the time, all right?
Goodbye, everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.